if it does not have a flared base, do not stick it up your asshole.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, that shit can be scary.
If it is not made to go up your asshole, do not put it up there.
Because it's going to get stuck and she's going to find it.
I will get it. And if I know you, I legally have to keep my mouth shut, but I will not look at you the same way ever again. It's a great place to go diving, and I really should go check it out and like get wet again.
What's it called?
Fantasy Lake.
Fantasy Lake.
Fantasy Lake.
So,
I'm
to
pretty
any guy
sure.
fellas watching, she wants to get wet again at Fantasy Lake.
Come get this Os, baby. Let's go deep. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to
I'm
have
certified
a
to
baby.
go to 130
33.
feet. Good stuff. Here's to all the men out there that may or may not be able to handle this. Is the mic on?
Yeah.
The
Okay,
mics are
because
on,
I was like listening to myself.
If you say
but not-
anything about, murdering hobos or whatever, we can clip that out.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not 2002.
I've never murdered anyone, but I have eviscerated a body cavity.
You did what now?
Yeah,
Sounds kinky.
I'm a pathologist assistant. I trained.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I do surgical pathology as my day job, but I am trained in autopsy. I did them for 7 years.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Was it
that's always a fun
tremendously
fact people don't know about me.
Yeah, I love that. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So I am on all the dating apps, and one of the prompts of the questions is unusual skills, and I've been tempted to under unusual skills list like random things and like hydroponic gardening beginner, eviscerating human body cavity intermediate, slicing vegetables at perfect 3 to 4 millimeter increments advanced.
Absolutely. Yes. You should put why don't you put that? I mean,
I just thought about it this past week, and I'm like scared.
Yeah,
because I don't know if they're going to be like.
But the thing of it is like, isn't that just weeding out like the people you don't really want to talk to?
100%.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, be yourself.
If people like understood what I did for a day job, they'd probably run the other direction.
Please tell me about that. Though.
Yes, so I work at one of the hospitals.
Yeah,
I work at one of the hospitals, and let's see, June will be 10 years that I've worked in this profession as a pathologist assistant. And so I went to graduate school in Philadelphia. I trained at the Philadelphia Medical Examiner's Office and a lot of other local hospitals and stuff. So I trained in forensics. I trained in hospital autopsy. I trained in surgical pathology. I trained in pediatric pathology. And so I've dissected every body part that could come out of the human body.
Yeah. I bet that was like fascinating.
It is very fascinating.
Yeah.
What made you get into that line of work? Is that what you initially wanted to do, or?
No, I discovered that profession when I was in college, but I've always loved anatomy. I've always loved learning about the human body and learning about diseases.
Yes.
See those guys on the app. She likes the human body. You know?
Yeah. Be
the
careful.
Inside of it.
I can appreciate a very nicely chiseled specimen.
Just don't need to dissect it.
Especially if you have good biceps.
There you
go.
go.
Just throwing that out
She's
there.
a biceps girl.
I have a question
do like
for you.
nice arms.
I have a question for you because I've heard another podcast that Dr. Drew says that, technically your mouth, the inside of your mouth is outside of your body because it's just one tube that connects from end to end. So it never actually, it goes through your body, but not within the body. From working in the autopsy, does that hold any water?
I mean, yes and no. Because, you could also argue the uterus and vagina are the same way because technically, the vagina goes into...
it's all one.
The cervix is the door, but you have a cervical os,
Dr. Drew
which
also
is
says
hole.
that the vagina is outside the body.
But
not
here,
the womb.
You have the cervix that has a cervical os, and that goes into the uterus. That's
Cervical
an open
os.
area.
That sounds, os is a technical term for
It
a
is.
gate.
In Latin?
No, I don't know what it,
I think he's just thinking like the Wizard of Oz and the Wizard of
Like,
Oz.
Well,
what
it's
and the gate and
OS is how
everything.
it's spelled. The cervical os is spelled OS,
Well, I
not
just figure
OC.
most people might not know that os is a word.
Yeah, no, OS is an actual medical term, or ossia or something like that.
Oh,
Anyways,
okay.
the
That's cool.
the cervical os is the opening into the uterus from the vagina, right? So if you're impregnating someone's sperm goes through that hole. It's very small if you've never had a baby. If you've had a baby, it's larger. If you've had a vaginal birth, the cervical os is larger. But that opens into the uterus, which is connected to the fallopian tubes, which are open in the pelvis. So
Well, it's like...
Is that considered opening to the body if you use the same logic?
I read this thing the other day about how humans are actually less or more negative space than we are actually solid because there's more negative space within our bodies.
Do you mean just like open area?
Open area and more space where there are less parts of our body that are totally made up of cells and more absence of cells. And I was like, that's crazy. I have no idea if that's true, but I heard it and I was like, we're actually like ghosty people.
I don't know what the numbers on that would be.
I don't know either, but I like to repeat things like I know what I'm talking about.
I've never quite heard that. Okay, so I was just on a date before I got here, like I told you, I went for a coffee date. And he was like, first of all, I walk up and meet this guy and he's like, I have a joke for you that you can talk about on stage. And I'm like,
oh, is it that you're a comic on your profile?
Yeah, I do have it on there.
Okay, and a follow-up question before we get away from the topic. Have you ever mentioned cervical os in one of your dates?
Not yet.
Okay, hey, baby.
Maybe I should.
I know.
You want to see my? I got a nice os, man.
Yeah. You don't know about the cervical os? Check out this video, this podcast where I explain it.
Let's talk about pap smears real fast, my man. No, so he said that immediately as I walked up to him, and I was like, oh, great, here we go. But then we were sitting there, and he was like, did you know that like your forearm is the same length as your foot? And I was like, really? And I literally took my shoe off in the middle of this coffee shop and was like holding my foot. And I was like, well, shit, it is.
Is it true?
Same. It is. Cause I literally, I mean, I did it when we were sitting there. It is.
I don't know if I, that's insane.
And I was like, huh,
is that like
okay.
that for
I was
everybody?
like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could try it. I'm not
what
gonna.
about like pregnant people when their feet get bigger because
maybe their
were...
arms get bigger. I don't know.
That can't
No, I think it's probably, I mean, I'm sure there's some people where it's not true and there's some people that it is true.
Right, yeah. That's
but
insane.
I was just like.
So what did he think of that? He was like, okay.
I'm not really sure. But
well, you said, like, when you got here, you said you were glad to have left that date.
Yeah, it was not a match. So, like,
I think we need, well, first of all, like, you know.
Cheers to all the fallen soldiers
Absolutely.
on all these god-awful app dates.
Right. My goodness.
We've heard about some bad dates. Like Kristen was here, and she mentioned that on a date, some guy asked her to go to the parking lot to see his Tesla, right? And then he's like, "Oh yeah, do you want to check it out?" And then he's like, "Check out what it can do," and it made it do a fart noise. And to him, that was like courtship or seduction.
He was really pumped about it. And I was like, he wasn't bringing you to his car to ask for a blowjob? Like, what?
Okay.
What kind of man is this?
I'd rather hear your credit card sliding than hear your Tesla make a fart noise.
Well, but that's what I said. I was like, I think that he thinks he needed an excuse because Tesla people are Tesla people. He needed to flex his Tesla. He needed to be like, he needed an excuse to say, he couldn't just say, do you want to see my Tesla?
He needed to demonstrate his value, you know, the dentist system, you know?
I would have rather him just like ripped a fart right there instead of taking me out to the Tesla to make that fart.
Absolutely. That would have been a little brassing, you know, been like, oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
This guy.
I need to know what kind of Tesla it was and what color it was. I have so many questions. Like, I would love to drive a Tesla, but like Elon Musk.
Yeah, because of Twitter thing or something else?
No, he's just kind of, I don't know if I want to give him $100,000 for a car.
Well,
yeah, they are expensive.
That's the thing that I was getting at is like the Tesla that she said he had wasn't that expensive. It was like $35,000. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, okay.
Asked her, I'm like, Model 3, Model S, Model X. What are we talking about here?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that the goal was to be impressive, and I think that he biffed it.
Okay, guys, here's the thing. Not a lot of women are impressed by cars. What camera am I going to look into? The one looking directly at me?
This one right here, the red one.
Most women don't care about cars or fart noises, okay? Impress us with other things.
What should a man... Well, Tara, you want to give us an introduction?
Yeah, welcome to Manly Girly. Yeah, we've been going for 10 minutes. That's okay, you know, like, you got it from the intro. It's on the titles. You know, if you don't know what show you're watching by now, then check out one of our other shows.
Right. We've got a million of them. So what should a man do if that was not the way to impress? How should a man be impressing?
To me?
To you.
To me.
Specifically
Ooh.
to Lauren. We can only speak
what's
to
sexy
your
on the
experience.
first date, and then we'll do in after dates. You know?
Someone who got a jab.
Ooh, starting strong.
Yeah. No scrubs, TLC.
No scrubs. Yeah, can't be living with his mama. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride.
Trying to holler at me.
Yeah. Right.
No, gainfully employed, enjoys what they do.
Okay.
Not complaining about
his
petty
job?
things.
Okay.
Guys that complain about things really irk my nerves. And I can't, like, I can't quite explain it, but there's like I can tell by the way people talk about things if I'm going to like them or not.
I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I want
No
someone.
pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all. I have probably. This is why I'm
This
single.
is my
okay?
house. You're trying to audition to me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I ultimately make the call. I control the os over here. Okay.
Exactly.
No, I'm impressed by guys that are way more relaxed than I am. I'm very drawn to men that are way more relaxed than I am because I'm so high strung, type A.
Okay.
Like, I need someone to balance that out. And like, there's something, people are like, what is your type? What is your type? And I'm like, aesthetically, I don't have a type,
Okay.
but there's a certain vibe or energy that people give off. It's very hard for me to explain it. And that's like what I'm drawn to and what my type is.
Maybe confidence a little bit.
Yeah. I have a strong personality. So sometimes I end up going for like really cocky, arrogant men. And I feel like I need a little bit of it because I can be a lot to handle.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hear that.
And growing up, my mom was like, maybe you need to tone it down a little bit, Lauren.
Maybe
and I'm like,
your mom told you to tone it down?
A lot. I'm like, I'm not going to pretend to be someone I'm not.
Absolutely.
To try to like get someone.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
I refuse to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
who else are you going to be?
Take that, Mom.
But yourself.
That's why I'm 33 and single and you don't have any grandchildren.
So are you in the only? Is this her only opportunity? No, I'm one of 4
kids.
4 kids? Well, she's got other opportunities.
Yeah, none of us are close to having children.
Oh, really?
You know, are
they adults?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My sister is the oldest. She's 36. My youngest brother's 28. And then there's me and another brother in there. And I always joke that my gay brother is going to be the one that has kids before the rest of us.
Hilarious.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But he's the youngest. He's like in no rush to settle down. Me, I'm like, I would have had kids 10 years ago.
Really?
Oh my God, I want kids so bad.
Do you really?
I want kids so bad. I've always wanted a family. I've always wanted a family.
Families are wonderful and children are wonderful people. But if anybody had told me, because like, you know, how you hear all the time that babies are really hard and you'll get no sleep and that first year is the hardest and et cetera, et cetera.
They're not lying.
No, they are lying. They're absolutely lying. As a person who has had a baby and now a teenager, do you know what's fucking hard? Teenagers.
Because you're up at night worrying about them?
Oh, the amount of worry and just like worried sick over this child that I do on the daily basis is, you know what? When you put a baby down, you know exactly where they are. You know if they're crying, they're hungry, they're tired, they're whatever. Babies are fucking easy. Figure out a teenager and then get back at me.
My best friend's baby's turning 1 next month.
Yeah.
And
so sweet, isn't it? Oh, so sweet.
I
makes your uterus want to
so
hurt a little bit. Yeah, I feel it.
I know. And that's really interesting. I can't wait to watch her grow up. Because her mother and I were the 18-year-olds running around causing havoc in college.
Were you tough as a teenager?
Probably. I'm sure my parents would say so.
See, and I am of the opinion that all teenagers are tough because my son is not that tough and it's still really hard.
I feel like you have to figure out what motivates them.
That's very true. Yeah, I hear that.
And then play to that. Because
games, right? Isn't that what motivates
my parents, like they would like take stuff away from me and I wouldn't care. They'd be like, you can't do anything, I wouldn't care.
I'm actually of that same mind that if you have a strong-willed child, your job is not necessarily to stop them from doing stuff. Your job is to point them.
As soon as they figured out.
Put them in that rail, so yeah.
My license and the keys to the car.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted my freedom. There were 6 people in our house.
Yeah.
I wanted to get the fuck out.
I hear
I'm allowed to say fuck, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can say whatever you want.
Fuck, as I say it.
Bitch, whatever, slut.
I'm not going to use that in a sentence with my mom. I'll get in a lot of trouble even though I'm an adult.
That's very funny because we talked about the other day on Casa de Thinking, what is a slut? And, my mom actually was my father's secretary.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they got married after 2 weeks. And so as
weeks?
As we're talking about what is a slut, I was like, and my mother was 19. My father was 39. My father had a live-in girlfriend at the time that they met. I think
hold on. How did the 2-week thing work out?
They're divorced.
Like, she was working there in 2 weeks. Like, they met and then 2 weeks later got married.
He basically, he was like, he had put out an ad for a secretary. She showed up. She was 19. She was really pretty. And he was like, you're hired. Gave her all of his home, work, every type of paper that he owned and said, please take care of this. And then 2 weeks later, they were married.
She got like a gold line vagina. That cervical os was not locked down.
Oh, for sure. Well, and got him to reverse his vasectomy. He had 2 adult children, got him to reverse his vasectomy and have 6 more kids with her.
You're one of 6?
Technically I have 7 brothers and sisters. He had 2 grown children before me. So.
And she had 6 more children?
She had 6 more with him. Yeah. So they're divorced now. They're so funny.
But they were long enough together to have 6 children.
They were together for like 25, 30 years, something like that.
Holy
And
cow.
then they only recently, within the last year, got divorced.
Then that would be a success for a lot of relationships,
Well, but they were also separated, living in separate households for like the last 7 years.
I'm still so blown away. I mean, I can't even
Yeah, you thought you were interesting, bitch.
Make it past 6 months with a man, and mama got married 2 weeks into a relationship. Well, that is some shit I would do. My biggest fear, I refuse to go to Vegas because my biggest fear is that I will get drunk and get married in Vegas.
I hear that. But you can get a quickie divorce too.
Oh, that's good. It's probably 3 times the price.
Probably.
I need a prenup in there too. You know what I mean? Because yes.
You think that a quickie Las Vegas wedding would
I don't want him taking my 401k and my health insurance.
You're like, half my dog? What's going on here?
Yeah, my rental house. The house I rent, I mean.
Yeah, I know.
My car.
Prenups are essential,
God. But now I don't need a prenup if he has a yacht.
No prenup necessary if he has a yacht.
Only if I'm the breadwinner do we need a prenup.
I see. But okay, so then I feel like then we need to go back to what you actually need because
what do I need? I need someone who's going to take care of me.
Oh, there you go.
And who's going to show up.
He needs a job.
Yeah.
But he doesn't need just a job.
I don't even need the job. I don't even mean financially take care of me, which that would be a bonus because I would love to work part-time and be a semi stay-at-home mom, mom kind of thing. I would love that.
Absolutely.
But I need I am a type 2 on the Enneagram. I am healing, hospitality, and helper. I forget all my spiritual.
What's the type 2 on the
helper? It's the helper, right? And I am the kind of person that I will just stop what I'm doing for any of my people. I will take care of everyone else before I take care of myself.
Yeah.
And so I just need someone that is going to be kind of
the opposite of that, huh?
Taking care of me.
Oh, okay. Taking care of you.
Yeah. And I don't mean literally
do they have to like your stand-up?
Yeah, I need I need a cheerleader. I need someone to show up.
Yes.
I need someone to show up.
Yeah.
I dated this guy several years ago, and I was training for my first 5K ever. I decided to start running at the age of 25.
Okay.
And I was training for a 5K. I was doing this little running program at Fleet Feet, and all of our little class signed up for this race. And I said, "Are you coming to my race next weekend?" And he was like, "It's only 3 miles. Why would I come?" I should have dumped his ass right in the moment. Actually, in hindsight, what I should have done was, well, it is very important to me because it's something I've been putting time into and I would like you to be there. I didn't say that because I wasn't good at communicating at the age of 25. And so I went to the race and he didn't come. And then a year later, I held him. Right.
I was just playing around. Here I am,
Yeah. A year later, I brought it up when I dumped him because I was like, I need someone who's going to show up for me.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "You didn't come." He's like, "I didn't know it was important to you." And I'm like, anyways.
Was it precipitated a year? Was there an event that you're all of a sudden, Oh, now I remember this. Or it's like,
yeah, it was kind of like that was the kind of stuff
you.
that that particular person, like he never wanted to do things that I wanted to do. It was always what he wanted to do. We were always hanging out with his friends. We were always, everything was him. But I was 25. Like I didn't know how to speak up for myself. Like I learned so much from that relationship about myself and how I need to behave in a relation. Not behave, that's a bad one, but like how I need to be better about communicating and standing up for myself and things like that. And that's where I realized that like I want someone who's going to show up for me, and be there.
How did the race go?
I mean, I finished, which was the goal. But then I kept running after that, and I started doing triathlons after that.
Nice.
I don't do any of that anymore.
No, why not?
I just got out of it.
You was just a phase in your life? And
yeah,
you went
a couple years I
like,
did it, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, I was like riding the bike in the second triathlon I did, and I was like, this is fucking miserable. Why do people do this? And then you're running and you cross the finish line and you're like, I just did swim, bike, run. I just fucking did that.
Yeah.
And then I never did
So you're a
another one.
tremendous swimmer then?
I swam competitively for like 11 years.
That's insane.
Shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved swimming. I still love swimming. I just don't do it anymore. It's a hassle.
It is.
It's
You got
such
to
a
cover
pain,
your
yes.
hair. You got to do
You
all
have
these
to
things.
shower afterwards to
You
get
don't
the
just use a
chlorine out of your
shower?
hair.
Well, you don't just use a shower cap?
Not when if your hair's in the chlorine, you got to get the chlorine out of your hair.
I hear
Otherwise,
you.
it'll fry your hair.
Absolutely. Well, and you've got curly hair.
I do not. I've never done an open water swim.
Why not?
I don't like lakes.
The ocean is scary.
Lakes freak me out. I
Why?
love oceans, but when I'm at the beach, I don't want to swim. I want to
You're there
relax
to have fun.
and
Okay, yeah.
lay in the
Snorkel.
sand and swim around.
The ocean is for the animals, not here.
Oh no, I love the ocean. I love the ocean. Now I shouldn't. I've never done like an open water swim in the ocean, but I do have my scuba certification, and I have gone scuba diving
Neat.
several times.
Cool.
That's an expensive hobby, and that's one
I've
that you
heard.
can't do alone.
Why?
You cannot go diving alone.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't mean yeah. Okay.
I mean, I guess you could, but it's a really stupid idea.
So
And like,
I
I don't
guess-
have an air compressor, and like,
Do you own all of your own equipment?
no.
So
It's
that's probably-
expensive.
Yeah.
There is a place in Raleigh called Fantasy Lake, which I really want to go check out. It's an old rock quarry. I actually did my checkout dives there when I was in college. I got certified in college.
That's cool.
And somebody bought it within the last couple years, and they've really taken good care of it, and like really improved it. And the water quality is apparently so much better than it used to be. And like they've really it's basically
it's better
a
than it
mini
used
lake.
to be, folks.
Yeah, though you can actually, it's like the water's clear now in comparison to what it used to be, which was like full of algae and things like that. And
So
they're just taking good care of it. It's a great place to go diving, and I really should go check it out and like get wet again.
What's it called?
Fantasy Lake.
Fantasy Lake.
Fantasy Lake.
So,
I'm
to
pretty
any guy
sure.
fellas watching, she wants to get wet again at Fantasy Lake.
Come get this Os, baby. Let's go deep. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to
I'm
have
certified
a baby.
to go to 130
33.
feet. Good stuff. Here's to all the men out there that may or may not be able to handle this.
She's ovulating, folks. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually, I'm not, but I track it very closely, and you'll know when I am.
You'll know. That's funny.
Okay, I love to talk about ovulation. I love talking about the female cycle.
Oh yeah,
I'm
ovulation's great.
so passionate
I can always
about
tell
it.
when I'm ovulating.
Oh my God, me too.
And I know a lot of other people cannot, but I think I'm just very in tune with what
I'm very in tune with my body.
I'm hella maternal, you know what I mean? I'm Gaia, bitch.
Yeah. I was on the pill for 16 years.
Oh my gosh, that's
and
harsh.
I stopped taking it I think it was 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. Fall
You
of
were just like,
2020.
I'm fucking done with
I was
it.
just
Trying to
kinda
get pregnant.
I was just I wasn't dating anybody. I wasn't having sex. I wasn't seeing anyone. I wasn't sleeping with anybody. And I was like, I have been on this for most of my life.
Yeah, let's just
Let me
see
just see what it's like to not be
COVID,
on it.
right? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's when I stopped wearing a bra. I mean, COVID. You know? Everybody just starts doing.
I am
stop
wearing an
makeups.
underwire bra right now, but that's because I left the house. Usually,
you were on a
I
date.
don't.
I threw all my underwire
I did not
bras
dress.
away.
I'm more dressed for this than I am for the
Oh,
date
heck
that I
yeah.
went on.
Fuck yes, I love that.
I was
That's
like,
fantastic.
If I'm gonna be on camera, I need
You
to
know
make
what's-
sure that I look okay.
Do you know what's so funny is you said, you know, you had the date before and then us and then a date afterwards. I was just sitting here thinking, I was like, we're going to be her best date today. I'm going to make
Yeah,
this
you are,
because
because the other guy canceled, which is totally fine.
You're like, you didn't want to stay with him anyway.
No, okay, so here's the thing. I'm not going to say this is a deal breaker.
Why?
Because I think it would be really shitty for this to be a deal breaker, but I don't like cats.
Okay.
I'm really allergic to cats.
Same.
Is really why I don't
feel
like them.
Yeah, I'm super allergic to.
And like I can just be at people's houses who have cats and like I start getting irritated, right?
Yeah.
The guy I was supposed to meet this afternoon, I didn't scroll all the way down to the bottom of his profile where he has a picture of him and his cat.
So he would have cat dander on him. You're like that. Like if
I have reacted to like
people that have
other
been
people,
around
yeah.
cats. That's crazy.
How do you feel about him having a picture of him and his cat on his?
Well, I'm glad that he had it on there because
Okay.
had I seen it
Before.
initially, I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have matched
Agreed.
with him. And I know that's a really like.
Is it though? I mean, you want
It's a
to be
medical
able to
condition.
breathe. I'm very
Yeah.
allergic to, I don't think I'm allergic to horses, but like their hay or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm extremely allergic to.
Yeah,
My
so you're like-
brother used to work in a horse place. He couldn't ride in my car. I couldn't
Yeah.
pick him up from work. I was like, dude, you have to go home and shower first. I don't even know what to tell you, but like I'm going to be sneezing for 24 hours
Yeah.
straight if I'm around this.
Yeah.
So
And
like I don't think that's what's the fucking problem with that? He's not going to get rid of his cat.
Yeah,
So
and I would
let's
never
this is
ask
a moot
someone to
point,
do that.
you know?
But like, I'm
Exactly.
not going to come over to your house.
Exactly. So let's just move
Yeah.
on to other people.
Yeah.
There's only room for one pussy in this relationship.
That's right.
Yeah, and
And
it's
it's me.
this one, baby.
You ain't allergic to this kitty,
That
daddy.
Henny, that's oh god, that's a hairless cat, and she is beautiful. I paid a lot of money to make. I paid a lot of money to make sure that she was a beautiful hairless cat in the form of laser hair removal.
Oh, you did that? I've
Girl,
been
worth
thinking
every
about,
penny.
because I do.
So swipe
Worth
right,
every penny. I
gentlemen.
did my
Yeah.
legs too.
Yeah.
Feel them.
How long did it take? That's so smooth.
9
And it just
treatments.
stays that way.
9 treatments.
So I've been thinking about doing my bikini line and
Uh-huh.
my underarms because those are the
I did
places
that
I'm just
too.
like, well, I just don't want to do that. Like, was it crazy expensive? You did like your
yeah,
whole
it was
body.
very expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, when I
See, because I invest.
I used to
invest
live
so
in
hard
Winston
myself.
Salem.
Uh-huh.
I worked at one of the hospitals there. That was my first job out of grad school, and there was a 60% discount on laser hair removal at Ideal Image if
Okay.
you're a hospital employee. So I went over there and I got my armpits and what I thought was a full Brazilian, but what I didn't know is that you have to add on your
Pussy
butt.
lips.
No,
on
no,
your
no.
butt.
Around
They-
the rim is the way you're saying.
Yeah, they stop
Yeah.
like at your perineum,
Okay.
your taint, if you will.
Oh.
They don't go all the way back to your butthole.
But why the fuck, when I get a Brazilian, when I pay for a Brazilian, they do it all.
I know.
You know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I
So-
didn't know I needed to ask to have my asshole lasered, so I didn't have
Okay.
my asshole lasered. I have a whole joke about how I didn't get my asshole lasered.
Okay. So
So that's like
this
the
is-
only place on my body from the neck down that still has hair on it. And,
And you're like, at this point,
if
I
know
kinda
I'm
like
getting,
it.
if I know I'm getting laid, I literally shave my asshole. Is that not the most ridiculous?
You're like the dude from Gattaca that's like scrubbing himself,
Yeah.
and, like pumice stone, like in the mornings.
But you never know when someone's gonna venture around, and guys probably literally won't notice, won't care. It doesn't matter. But I'm so self-conscious about the hair around my asshole.
That is insane. Okay, so I used to the waxer that I went to in Oklahoma, she was super nice and she would just talk to me the whole time I was getting
yeah.
waxed, right? And tell me all the stories. And
Yeah.
she would tell me stories about her other clients. And apparently, like it's a big thing that women, when they're going out on like a first date with a dude that they like, will specifically not get waxed because it will make them not sleep with him. And I was like, that's insane. Are you fucking kidding me?
Interesting.
Like,
I mean, honey, I'm ready for any condition, any situation you put me in.
I was sitting there thinking, well, but you said, you know, if you think that you're going to be having sex,
Yeah.
you would get that taken care of. But she's like, okay.
It's usually a dick
so
appointment, not a date.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I try not to have sex with people that I'm going on dates with. If
Well,
I
and that's
actually
what she
like the
was
guy,
saying
I don't want to
is,
sleep
hey,
with him immediately.
I won't wax because I like this guy, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Sleep
So
with him.
there's a matchmaker that I
Okay.
follow on Instagram. Her name is Matchmaker Maria. Y'all,
Okay.
she is amazing, and she's like really helped change my like viewpoint on dating. Right?
Okay. Fair.
I saw her from a distance when I was in New York a couple weeks ago, and I was like starstruck. I was sitting in the middle of a show at the Comedy Cellar. Okay, Dave Attell, Shane Gillis were on the show, right?
Neat.
I didn't. I didn't care. Matchmaker Maria walked in and I was like, oh my God, 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 Matchmaker Maria's here. And my friend that I was with, he's like, who the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, it's Matchmaker Maria.
You don't even
But
understand.
I couldn't get up to go see her because it was like in the middle of the show and I'm like cramped in with all these strangers.
So you kept an eye on her?
But I like saw her. She like walked across the back of the room and I was like, oh my God, Matchmaker Maria's here.
You could have gotten up and walked across the back of the room and just
know,
bumped into
I know,
her
but it would have
and
been like,
hey, my kitty is so bald, but my asshole just like a jungle.
God, she's amazing.
Is she?
Yeah, she's so wonderful. She's super harsh,
Okay.
but like in the best way. And she has, she's a 5th generation matchmacher from Greece.
I was going to say, if she's Jewish, because we've been learning about
She's
Jewish
Greek.
matchmakers.
That's big too.
Okay,
But she's Greek. But anyway, so she's 2 things. One, the green dress or the green dress theory, I think is what she calls it.
Okay.
There's something about wearing green on a first date that like makes people, or like a first date or an interview or like anything that you need to be like presenting yourself well with.
Interesting.
There's something about the color green that people are drawn to. Apparently, it's like
Okay.
the color of fertility or something like that.
What if 2 people are wearing green? Like they're like twinsies, you know, like or
I don't know.
yeah.
She kind of is like she mostly like encourages women to wear green on a first date or an interview or something like that.
Interesting. Okay.
But I'll tell you, like, I have this green dress that I bought after like hearing her talk about it a lot. I get compliments on that dress every time I wear it. I took myself on a date. I had dinner alone one night, and a stranger bought my dinner the night that I had that dress on.
That's amazing.
I know. I don't know if it was because of the dress.
Phone number?
No, it was an older gentleman who apparently told the bartender he just likes to do nice things for people.
That's so sweet.
And so he bought my dinner. It was really kind.
very
Yeah. So thank you,
sweet.
stranger. That was really, really sweet.
Incredibly sweet.
So green dress theory. So if I know that I'm feeling good, I'm going out, I wear a green dress or a green shirt or something like that.
Can I ask then, because you mentioned earlier that you wear a lot of black shirts.
I do.
Is that like the only color in your wardrobe?
No, I have to
so you
wear
do
like
okay.
solid saturated colors because of my skin, like my skin tone. I can't wear like pale colors and like muted tones and things like that. God, I had to wear a pale pink bridesmaid's dress one time. I looked like a ghost with lipstick and a bouquet. It was so bad. It was so bad. And all the old women at the reception or like the rehearsal the night before, they're like, oh, everyone looks so good in pink. And I was like, just wait till you see me walk down the aisle tomorrow night.
I bet you looked beautiful. You probably were beating yourself
I was
up.
so washed out.
So we had somebody in here that was saying that, you know, basically that being a bridesmaid is the worst job in the entire fucking world. How do you feel about being a bridesmaid?
I don't know if I would say it's the worst job in the entire world. I think it really depends on who the bride is.
Okay.
Is like
but
how
would you know? Because how many times are you going to be a bridesmaid?
I've not been a bridesmaid that many times.
I've only done it twice.
I would say 2.5. I was like an honorary bridesmaid, but like I basically
you didn't have to do anything.
I didn't have to buy the dress, but I had to wear a specific dress.
I see.
But I still was like very actively in and like did all of the things,
then you were
right?
a
So I was pretty. I just didn't walk down the
bridesmaid.
aisle. I sat in a special area and had like a little flower pinned to my
If
shirt
you
and
had
stuff.
to do all of the rigmarole,
Yeah, I was
leading up to
told
it,
what to wear, so
Yeah,
I
then
think
you're
it
a
clicks.
bridesmaid.
But like I was
some
the
bullshit. I
maid of
hate
honor
it.
in my best friend's wedding, and honestly, it was like the best.
Really?
Yeah, it was
That's
great. Like we ran around. She had a small COVID wedding, and we like ran around and got all the flowers the day before and like did everything ourselves for her wedding. It was really wonderful. There were only 32 people at her wedding.
Hell yeah.
It was honestly, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Go ahead. The best wedding that I went to, I was not a bridesmaid at, but I helped my friend, and it was a backyard wedding, and she probably spent $5,000 on the whole thing.
Yeah,
and there was probably 50 people in her backyard, and it was beautiful,
Intimate and perfect.
Really loved it. Yeah, and it was so low stress is what I really appreciated about it. Is that she enjoyed it.
Yes. Oh, it was wonderful.
So I want to take it back to here to dating and how we get you from being the bridesmaid to in the bride's position.
Okay.
You know,
love that
like-
you say this because the 2 things that I follow that I love about Matchmaker Maria, 1, the green dress series, 2, the 12-date rule.
Okay.
She has a 12-date rule, and she says, wait 12 dates to have sex with someone. And for her, a date is defined as I think it's 3, it's either 3 or 4 hours, but I'm going to say 3 for this, a 3-hour in-person meeting or a 20-minute phone call or FaceTime. And you can have 2 dates in one day. So like say you go hiking and you're gone for 7 hours, that can count as 2 dates.
She's like,
Okay.
yeah.
And she said it should take between the phone calls and FaceTimes and the in-person dates, it should take 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
About 2 weeks.
Okay.
To get to that 12. And she's like, it's okay if you only make it to 9. But like the point of it is to
having the goal
is
there, like
to
the
wait.
guideline.
Yeah,
That's
just
very
to
funny
like
because
pause.
I have the 6-week rule.
Whatever
Amount of
Damn.
yeah, no, I mean I do, and it's very funny to me because that did not apply with our tarot.
6 weeks.
That os was open,
that's
baby.
have a kickball season, I think. Yeah.
Half a kickball season. Well, I'm just
I
cheering
don't
from
play
the
kickball. I
sidelines.
did it once, the Waka Waka leagues, But so 12 dates.
Yeah,
12 days.
I've
Yeah.
actually never tried it on anyone because I
What?
haven't. I just learned about it within the last
Oh,
like
okay.
year, and I haven't really gone past.
So you
a
didn't have a
first
rule
date.
before that of your own?
I would try to wait a little. I would try to wait, but sometimes you don't want to. I have never slept with someone on the first date.
But you said like in the past year found out about it. Let's say in the past couple of years, right? Have you been like on the apps dating, like actively dating?
I've definitely been trying. So
Okay,
the
so
last guy that I was, I guess, in a relationship with, it was a long distance thing. It was really weird. Like it started and finished long distance.
Yeah.
We had met several years ago, kind of like you were saying, y'all met a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he just showed up in my Instagram algorithm one day, and that's kind of how we got reconnected. But that was like a 6-month stint last year.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I'm on and off the apps a lot.
Well, where I was going at is like, how do you get, like you mentioned what's important the first date, right, and whatnot. How do we get from the first date to the second date and the third date, and where are people faltering, or what do you, in your opinion, maybe they're not faltering, but what is not going as you would like to happen for those dates to continue? What's happening here? I think, pay attention, gentlemen.
I think that I don't know. I don't know how to say this without sounding terrible. Sometimes I think the people that I'm meeting on the apps are on the apps because they're not going to approach me in person.
Yeah, I think that, keyboard warriors, for sure. I don't think I am of the opinion that no men anymore approach women.
Okay, I'm so glad you said that. I had this conversation with one of my girlfriends the other day.
Yeah.
I approach men, it's always been like a thing that I do because I see no reason why I shouldn't be allowed to talk to you if I think that you're interesting and I want to talk to you.
Right.
And the amount of success or no success basically that I have had with that is astronomical. Like I'm like, my mind is boggled that they are like deer in headlights. You know what I
if
mean?
you approach them?
Yeah.
And there was a guy
and
that
then
I was.
I can't get you to fucking walk across the room and talk to me. I'm giving you eyes for like literally. What do you want?
Green
from me?
flag.
Exactly. You know what
Green
I mean?
light.
Like,
go.
I'm over here.
Go. And they
go.
still.
Exactly. So if you don't want me to sit over here and give you all the fucking signals, and you don't want me to come over there and explain to you how this works, how the fuck are we ever going to get there?
I know.
You fucking piece of shit. I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
So Devin and I were literally having this conversation 2 weeks ago, even, about how we don't feel like men approach women anymore.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And Aaron, who I was talking about earlier, he was like, well, are you approachable?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? I think I am.
Sure.
We had this
I think
conversation
I
on the podcast with Kristen about
what makes
the
you
same
approachable. And so I went
approachable.
to Instagram and I put a little comment box up. I'm like, tell me what you think it means to be approachable.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, smiling, body language, da 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 da. And I'm genuinely like, if there's something that I can improve about myself,
Sure,
or change if I need to, if I'm not approachable, I want to know that.
Yeah.
Let me be devil's advocate here. Like, fuck that approachable shit. You're a fucking guy. Where is the risk and vulnerability if there is no risk?
Well,
how can you really be vulnerable? Like the thing, in my opinion, and we tell we have a lot of Gen Z friends. Like, listen, first of all, it's never been easier to approach anybody because guess what? You don't have 100 assholes coming to you, approaching you, where you're like, fuck another one, right? So, and it is literally, I explained to them, an anecdote that I had where we were like at a barbecue with some friends. This was in Austin, Texas. And, there was 4 of us guys hanging out, and there's like some girl like that comes down from, another apartment or whatever in the complex. And, we're all interested. And you're like, okay. And I'm like, okay, let's, anybody going to go talk to them? And they're like, no, we're going to hang out at the pool. And I like literally just walked, got out of the pool, and I was like, hey, yeah, I forget what it was. Sorry, you know, like I couldn't like, you know, not come talk to you or whatever.
Right.
And she very like, you know, she said, hi, you know, like I'm not really interested, you know, but I really appreciate you coming over. And then we chatted there for a few minutes, and she was kind of like into one of my friends that I was there. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, like, you know, maybe he'll work up the guts, his name is so and so, whatever. Like, it's like, okay, like, you know, like kind of in sales, you can only sell to people that are buying. You're never going to sell to somebody that's not a buyer.
Right.
But you're not going to know who your buyers are if you're like, that's part of vulnerability, in my opinion. It's like you're putting yourself out there, potentially to be shut down, but you're still taking the chance. You know, I don't know.
So the guy that I was like in my little long distance situationship with last year, when we met, I think it's been like 4 or 5 years ago now. He was. This is when I was living in Charleston, and he was in town visiting his sister. He didn't even live in Charleston.
Okay.
And we were playing beer pong in the parking lot for one of my girlfriend's 30th birthdays. And his sister's best friend was my friend's next door neighbor. They lived in like a house turned into apartments. And so we're all basically in the backyard, which is the parking lot, playing beer pong. And this beautiful, tall, dark, and handsome man walks up. And I was like, had enough glasses of wine that I was like, okay. Saying something, but like I wasn't drunk yet. And he walked up and I was like, hey, boyfriend.
And that worked?
It worked. It was weird because then we ended up being beer pong partners, and I'm like flirting with him all night or whatever. And then I was getting ready to leave to go meet a different group of friends. And I was like, I'm going to this bar. Anybody want to come? And no one said anything. And I was like, all right, I just got an Uber. Does anyone want to come? No one said anything. I'm like, all right, my Uber's here. I'm leaving. Does anyone want to come? No one said anything. And I'm like,
you're like, I'm
bye.
ovulating.
I was like,
anybody
all
want
right,
to come?
I know the house is open. I'm like, bye. And so I get in the Uber, and y'all, the way I remember this moment, the Uber driver puts the car in drive, takes his foot off the brake. You know, the car slowly starts moving forward. And all of a sudden, this guy dives in the back seat of the car with me. And he's like, I'm coming with you.
Good boy.
Right? So we go to the bar. We're bar hopping all night long, right? And we're like making out at the bar. And I'm drinking and drinking. Come to find out he like doesn't drink. I'm hammered. And I'm like, let's go back to my house, right? He was driving his car. Made him stop to buy condoms because I was like, I am fucking this man tonight. We get back to my house. I am so drunk, like slurring my words. We're standing in my kitchen talking. And he looks at me and goes, I'm going to go.
Yeah. And you're like, no.
And he left. And I was like, and I call one of my girlfriends that I had been with earlier. I was like, he just left. Da, 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 da. And she says, Lauren, you're really drunk.
You're really drunk.
Let's talk about it in the morning. Yeah. And I was fucking pissed because I wanted to devour this man.
Angry. Well, yeah, because
so
drunk and angry there's nothing like it.
But respected the hell out of him for being like, you're really drunk.
Did you guys?
We didn't exchange phone numbers. I followed him on Instagram at the bar that night.
So you guys I
didn't see him again until literally last Christmas. He just popped up in my algorithm.
Oh.
So, but you guys went ahead and dated for a while.
Yeah, it was.
You said it was a situationship.
Yeah, I'm still really sad about it. Oh. We haven't spoken in 6 months, and I'm really sad about it still.
Oh my gosh, it was bad.
I was like, really into him.
Yeah.
I was like, this guy is amazing.
Can you tell us what happened roughly? Because I'll
tell you my theory.
Algorithm got connected, right?
Yeah. So we reconnected and we were like talking again for about 6 months, and like we went and met up in Chicago because he lives in Phoenix, Arizona, and so we like went and met in Chicago, and like had this reunion, and like finally were able to like devour each other since we didn't met last time, and it was like amazing. Like we had the best weekend ever. And he'd come to Raleigh once, and like so we only saw each other twice in that 6 month period. Unfortunately. But he told me when he was here last summer that he had been engaged and they ended in November, and him and I got reconnected in like, December. 6 weeks later.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
And so
he was just still raw.
I don't think he was ready to be committing himself to anybody.
Sure.
Obviously Raleigh and Phoenix are really far apart.
They are.
And so that presented its own challenge. He kind of started projecting. I think this is all theory because like we had one conversation ended it, and we have never spoken again.
Oh, no.
I got really drunk on New Year's and called him like at 11:30, like final minute of the game of 2022, right? And he didn't answer the phone. Thank you, Jesus, because I was so drunk on New Year's on accident. I don't know what I would have done if he'd answered the phone, but like never called me back, never texted me.
That's heartbreaking.
I know. I'm like really sad
sorry.
about it still, which is probably why I like go on dates with guys like I did this morning, and I'm like, ugh.
You're so lackluster.
Yeah.
You're garbage, man.
I hope he doesn't watch this podcast.
He probably won't unless he Googles me and then finds it. And
Well, some people do
if you're
that.
listening, oh my God. No, I'm just kidding. Any of my friends that watch this are going to be like, oh, I can't believe she's still talking about him.
Oh, whatever.
Hey,
I'm really sad. Like, we would have had beautiful children.
Feelings help us interpret, the reality in the world as we want to see it, or feel it.
I would say, when Arturo
got a great
and
story
I
out of it.
split, seven-ish years ago, we were kind of off and on for a couple years, and then when we reconnected, it's funny because I think that there becomes like a lot of history and a lot of expectation that you build up in those sorts of things. And, as far as with me anyway, I am learning how to manage that expectation, and so I kind of wonder maybe in this situation with your person and they were long distance, it's like there are expectations that are not met. You can have those conversations and you can build that deeper meaning, but there's not that togetherness that you have to go through. That's the hard stuff to get to that next level. And if you're not graduating to that next level, then where are you going? So it's hard.
I didn't really want to leave Raleigh, and he straight up was like, I'm not moving to Raleigh.
Why did you not want to leave Raleigh? Are you from this area?
Yeah, my parents are here. A lot of it is scary. I'm scared. Well, I've lived other places.
Scary.
I lived in Charleston, South Carolina. I went to graduate school in Philadelphia.
Sure.
But
those
are you originally from here?
I grew up in Cary, so
Okay.
so yeah, pretty much from the area. And my parents are here.
And when you're in graduate school, though, and you're in college and things like that, you're still coming home.
Yes.
So it's like it's pretend living away, as far as I think, because you always say, hey, I'm going home and I'm doing this. And this is what you're doing right now, but this is where your home is. So I get that,
I thought about this a lot, like after that conversation that him and I had, because he was like I think that he was projecting a lot onto me, because he was like, you don't have what it takes to do a long distance relationship. Why aren't you dating someone there? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and when I was talking to one of my girlfriends about it, she's like, of all of my friends, Lauren, you're the one that is the most like able to do a long distance relationship, because you have so much other stuff going on. Like, you're not sitting there at home crying, being like, oh, I miss him. I want to see him. Like, of course I want to see you. Of course I miss you. But like,
you still have to
I have
your
other
life
things that I'm doing.
otherwise.
I'm still able to be myself, and like, I'm not losing myself in a relationship. But I was thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, why am I scared to move? Like, why wouldn't I do that? Because another one of my girlfriends,
as somebody who just moved, like, it's incredibly scary to be without your network, your family, your friends, like all of the things that you take for granted about living somewhere for a long time.
Right.
Even if you're only there for like 10 years, it's like those things are gone.
Yeah. And like, one of my girlfriends reminded me, she was like, you were ready to pick up and move to Texas for the guy that I was dating like several years ago. She was like, you were waiting for him to ask you to. Yeah. She's like, so why all of a sudden now don't you want to? And like, part of me is like, I don't have my own family yet. Like, my parents and my siblings are still my family.
Yeah. What if they move? Why are you the one that's expected to move?
Yeah, exactly. Why can't he move?
He straight up was like, I'm not.
Does he have a job or a kid?
It's really interesting because all of his family is here on the East Coast.
He has so he has a bad relationship with his family. You can't trust him.
Well, so that's a whole nother conversation.
He does. I fucking knew it.
I don't know for sure.
Don't trust men or that don't get along with their families.
I don't know for sure, and I'm not going to speculate too much on that, because
but you can,
we didn't get to dive too much into that, and I don't want to.
But I mean,
forbid he fucking sees this. He'd be like, why are you fucking talking about that?
All things being equal, right? Whether you move for a relationship or they move for a relationship, right? It has to be an actual item. Let's say if you work remote, then you're free to move, and the other person gets a job.
I don't, and he does. And I'm like, bitch, come spend a week with me.
He works remote, and he's not.
I know. There's a lot of things in here where it's like, okay, you have to compromise still. And that's another thing about like relationships. Like, you have to compromise.
Yeah.
It can't be one person sacrificing everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyways, maybe we weren't long enough for me to like see the incompatibility between him and I. But, I do have I mean, my job is not insanely flexible. Like, I can't work remote. I dissect body parts that come out of surgery. I can't do that in my kitchen.
You could, but it'd be highly illegal.
Yeah, I can't take that home with me.
Yeah,
right.
There's no taking that work home.
Yeah, so it's like,
could you? Are you so tied to where you are in your job that if you had some relationship, not Phoenix, who wants to live in motherfucking Phoenix?
I've never been, and that's when I told him, I was like, I don't really want to leave Raleigh. He's like, well, you've never been there. I'm like, you're right, I haven't. So like, I didn't say I wouldn't. I just said I don't want to.
Yeah, I hear that.
But like for the right person, I would move to Saturn. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Like, moving across country has been very difficult.
I can only imagine.
Would do it again, though, in a heartbeat, because the trade-off is better than what I'm giving up. Yeah. And when I'm giving up, I don't, it's funny because it's almost like I don't feel like I'm really giving anything up so much as I'm adding.
Right.
I'm not in Oklahoma anymore, but the longer I'm here, the less I miss it. And it's funny to me that I don't miss it like I thought I would. I don't have that homesick feeling. Like I'm making a home here.
Right.
So it's good. I mean, I think that's important. Again, what you have to do.
My parents and my siblings are like the center of that. That is my family unit right now. Absolutely. Because I don't have one of my own. I think if I had one of my own, it wouldn't be as weird. But in order to get to that
level, you have to do the scary stuff.
You're right, and I'm
hard stuff.
I don't like doing hard, scary things.
It's hard, and it's funny to me because the older I get, the more I realize that I've done a lot of really hard, scary things in my life, and I didn't always know that they were hard and scary until I came out the other side.
Right. And I have moved to 3 different cities not knowing a soul. I've done it before.
That's amazing.
So when those words came out of my mouth, then where I was like, I don't really want to leave Raleigh. But I think like I have a very great life here. I have an incredible community.
It's gorgeous here, yeah.
I have an incredible community of friends that I have built between the junior league and I play tennis. I am in the junior league.
That's great. I don't even talk to you about
comedy and like my parents are here. My best friend is here and she just had a baby. Like I've built this
community around yourself.
And even he was like, I really admire that because I don't have that.
Yeah. And I completely...
And my job, my career. I have a great job. I have a great career.
So I don't mean to dog on this dude or whatever, but people who don't have a community and people who are close to their family are concerning people to me because that means you can't hold the relationships in your life for long term and you can't have those. How on earth can if you can't have a relationship with your family, how the fuck am I gonna have a relationship with you? Like I don't know, those are just warning signs.
Maybe this is the therapy session I needed.
I don't even fucking know, but like, you know what I'm really interested in? Like, are you close to your brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I would say so. Okay. I have a kind of a difficult relationship with one of them, but like I'm still like if they called me up, I would drop what I'm doing for them. They're
so
siblings.
If they called you up and needed help, you would drop whatever for them?
Absolutely.
If they called you up and just said, hey, I want to hang out this afternoon, would you drop everything for them?
Yeah.
Then that's a close family relationship because all family relationships are difficult.
Yes.
Sometimes I say with 7 brothers and sisters, it's really easy that at certain points in time that one of us isn't getting along with the other.
Yes.
Somebody's not talking to this person, but we're not talking so much as we're working things out. And I think it's different with brother-sister relationships. Do your brothers and sisters come see you at comedy?
2 of them don't live here.
Okay.
They have.
Okay.
They have come when they're in town.
So they support you in that?
And my one brother that does live in town, he comes all the time. Like all my friends know who he is.
Great.
They're like, "Where's your brother? He's so great. We love him."
How long have you been doing comedy?
But before we jump on that.
Yeah.
I totally relate with the part where you're saying that you don't have your own family. I feel the same way. I have no kids. So do you feel? I feel sometimes that because I still treat them as like my brother and my mom or my sister and my mom, that I'm much more harder on them because it's still like that filial relationship as opposed to if I had a kid and I had this whole thing. It's like, like we all grew up together. You should be, you're better than that almost sometimes whenever they falter. And I also feel like sometimes, I'm like, hey, my brother lives like in like Fuquay. And I'm like, whenever, and even before when I lived in Austin, like I also lived all over, like I packed up my car 3 times, moved to Boston, moved to Austin, moved to Oklahoma. and you develop a network, but where it's like, hey, why didn't you want to go out? Or if you did this this trip or this thing over here, hey, I'm in town as well, like, right? But
Right.
I also try to weigh that with the fact that they have a family, right? For example, you have a child or they have children, that it's like they have other priorities. Like, do you feel like that at all, or what do you mean when you say that you don't have a family?
Like, I don't have a husband and children of my own. Like, my dad is one of 6, right?
Yeah.
And you know, they moved. They, as my parents, moved to North Carolina, and you know, we had holidays, our family. It wasn't like we were constantly going to his parents or my mom's parents or.
Are your parents still married?
Yeah.
So I have some interesting. I know about families like that, and I think that it's so great when you have this sort of situation where you've grown up with this stability of having these holidays together and everything. And in a way, I think it's really wonderful. But in other ways, I think maybe it sets you up for like a little bit of, hey, this is what it's supposed to be like. And if it doesn't look like this, it's hard to see around it. So I would like encourage you to be your own family and do those things on your own that you enjoy doing. Because as somebody who, you know, I raised a kid, I still like all the stuff that I did when he was little. I tell him now as an adult, you don't understand. I was doing all this cool stuff before you. You were just a bonus. You know what I mean? Like, my life didn't begin. And when he came around, like, I still did all those things. And then when he joined the mix, he got to join. Right. You know? So I like, do that stuff anyway. Why can't you? You know?
I will say, have like, the last year, maybe a little bit longer, I'm kind of been like, at that point where I was like, I'm not waiting for people to do things anymore. Like, I went to Italy by myself back in September.
Oh yeah.
I've been a big proponent, like, ever since I was a teenager. If I had friends and I wanted to go do something, like, you never catch me. Like, I'll ask one time, but otherwise, I'm gonna go do this thing because I'm excited. To never do things.
I hated doing things alone. Hated it. I would never do it. Yeah. And
now you do?
I missed out on so much stuff because I was like, oh, well, I don't have somebody to go to that concert with, so I'm not going to go. Yeah. I don't have somebody to go to dinner with, so I'm not going to go. And like,
but now you go by yourself. And I go by myself. Cool old man bought you dinner at an Italian restaurant.
I went to Italy by myself. I went to New York by myself a couple weeks ago, and like, I saw a bunch of friends in there, but I also
were there by yourself. It's nice to do things on your own time.
Look,
on your own.
I'm the only person that's always going to be around me.
It's true. Yeah, like yourself.
Yeah, because like, I'm the person
that you like yourself.
I'm the person that I spend the most time with.
Yeah,
and like, I find I'm like, I can't wait on people.
Yeah,
I don't want to miss out on things in life. Yeah, because I'm waiting for someone else to do it.
Yes,
and you know, I need to enjoy myself and take myself out on dates, and so I do. It's gotten a little out of control. I need to rein it in, but
you're like, I'm an expensive date. I like very fancy restaurants. I'm a very expensive date.
I had a fucking $35 martini in New York. I was like, God damn.
Was it a really, really good martini?
Delicious.
It was so fucking.
It was
$35. Did you go to the Rainbow Room? Where did you go?
No, it was at it's a bar called Minetta or something like that. It's right next to the Comedy Cellar. But I was like Googling, I love a dirty martini. Yeah. Oh, big dirty martini. And I was Googling like best dirty martinis in Manhattan, and that was on the list. And I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to a show tonight.
Yeah, you're very fancy.
I'll go get a martini. And then they handed me the bill, and I was like, the ticket to the comedy show didn't even cost this much.
That's so fucking funny. That's hilarious. I would be upset about that too.
No, but it was good. It was a good martini.
Yeah, and you're like, I'll just take one.
Yeah, absolutely. I did not need a drink. You're like, I'll sip I had a great buzz by the time I got to the
sure, yeah.
Like, to the cellar. You're enjoying life, you know, like, you know, the journey is the destination, and you know, time passes way too quickly if you to make decisions or choices or experience life. 100%. Before we move on to this rally and comedy, so I still don't think we've gotten to to anybody that's listening that sees you on the internet.
Oh,
where is it faltering? Where is it really? How does it come together? Because as Andy mentioned, you seem like you like yourself. You're taking care of yourselves, right? You're proud of what you do, art and not wise, right? Like,
you've got a good family. You've got a good community.
You know, if somebody watches here that swipes on you on the apps, what should they know going in, or What's the keys to success?
Oh my God.
Because that's kind of like we asked the same thing of Kristen when she was here.
Yeah, and I think she mentioned that
Showing up is like
So what are some horror stories then in the dating
plans.
that where it hasn't worked out in the dates that you've been in recently? That you mentioned that there's been a lot of first dates. What are they doing? What are they showing you the Tesla?
Most of the first dates I've been on, I'm just like, I haven't really had a bad date lately, but I'm just kind of like, it's just, I'm not feeling it. I'll tell you one of the worst dates I've ever been on.
Let's hear it.
We love that stuff here.
Yeah.
I was set up on a blind date. Okay. I've only been on 2 blind dates in my life. And one of the first one I went on, it was awful. And
set up by a friend?
So this is when I was in graduate school. Okay. I was in Philadelphia, and one of my classmates was like, "Oh, my boyfriend's friend, you should meet him. I think you guys would really hit it off." I'm like, "Okay, great." So we talked on the phone a couple times.
No, and it was a setup.
Continue. Yeah, we talked on the phone a couple times. We had plans.
2 dates down, 10 to go.
Yeah. Yes. Correct.
Exactly.
Correct. We had plans to have dinner at a bar.
Okay.
Or like a restaurant bar in my neighborhood in Philadelphia. So I walked down there. He didn't really live in the city. So he came and met me. It was a Friday night in the summertime. It was like June or July. It's bumping. Everyone's out having a good time. We have dinner. It was going well. We had good conversation. Dinner went well. Whatever. And so we're like, let's go grab a drink, right?
Okay.
Normal progression after dinner. We go to a bar to have dinner. To have drinks. And there's music. People are dancing.
Yeah.
We're drinking a beer. I'm like, I'm going to go use the restroom. So I went to go use the restroom. I come back out, and he is dancing with another woman.
Oh, wow.
And I just kind of stood there. So this bar was downstairs beneath it. You had to walk downstairs to get in it. And I'm standing there, and he's standing right there dancing with another woman. He didn't see me come out of the bathroom.
Okay.
And then the stairs are right there. And I was like, I was trying to make this decision, and it was probably 2.5 seconds that it happened. And I'm like,
Did you leave?
And he saw me, and he just stopped. And then I was just so I walked back up. We were standing at a high top table. And so I was just we were just standing there, and no one said anything. And I was just we're
Fucking
drinking
awkward.
beer. And I was like, okay, well, I think I'm going to go. And he's like, oh, I'll drop you off. And
did he drop you off?
So he dropped me off at my house, which is a couple blocks away. And I'm like, all right, thank you. Get out of the car. Bye. And he called me the next day and left me a voicemail. I was like, oh, I had a great time with you last night, whatever. I never fucking called him back, right?
Why didn't you say something to him?
I was 22, 23.
Fair enough.
I was 23. I didn't know better.
Yeah.
But I should have just fucking left is what I should have done.
I'd have given him what for, and then I'd have left.
Oh my God. I was like, this is absolutely crazy. But here's the worst part. The girl that set us up reached out and was like, how did it go?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it was great until he started dancing with another girl at the bar. And she was like, well, why did you go to a bar? You shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, are you really fucking blaming this on me?
I was going to say,
this guy was dancing with another woman on our date.
Yeah.
First date.
First date.
First date. Never met the guy before. And you're fucking blaming me because on a Friday night, I'm 23 years old and I want to go out and have a good fucking time. You're blaming me for this.
Did you
failing?
tell her that?
I did not because
What's
again,
wrong with you?
I'm 23. I didn't know how to say any of this kind of stuff, right? I was not allowed to set boundaries as a child. It was my mom's way or the highway. I struggle with boundaries because of how I was raised. Sorry, Mom. It's your fault.
You were really good. I love you a lot.
God. But man, do I have some issues.
You want kids so bad.
I do.
Just wait till you can fuck them up yourself.
I know, right?
It's so exciting.
God.
I see it now, the things that either I did or didn't do with my son. And I was like, well, that's apparent, isn't it?
I will tell you this.
Well, you could just call that
one
therapy.
thing on this childhood trauma journey that we all kind of take in our lives. My parents were 21 years old when my mom got pregnant with my sister.
Right.
They were young. They were children.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
They had 4 kids in 9 years. Okay.
Still children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had 4 kids at 30.
Yeah.
They did the best that they could with what they knew at the time.
I bet your parents are really wonderful parents.
They are.
You
they
obviously
are.
love them
Look,
very
I
much.
never went without anything I needed. I was taken care of.
Love, food,
Yes.
movie tickets. You had it all. Yeah.
My mom had a really shitty childhood. Her dad died in Vietnam when she was 3. She has no memories of him. My grandmother got remarried numerous times. My mom was an army brat, moved literally all over the country. She went to 3 different high schools.
Oh, that's fucking
that
terrible.
alone is traumatic.
That's traumatic. Yeah.
That alone, not to mention all the other stuff, right?
So she worked really.
My mom
really
has
hard.
her own issues.
Yeah.
And there's no way she could have worked through them by the time she had children at 21. You know what I mean? And so I tried to remind myself that I need to give her grace for the fact that like she didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
Sure.
She barely had a parent herself.
Yeah. She's working hard. I bet
Right.
your mom is a really, really nice lady.
She
and does
is.
a really wonderful
My
job. I bet
mom-
she's given you so much stability.
She would go to fucking bat for any of us.
Of course.
She has.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah. Does she like your comedy?
They don't come too terribly often. I don't necessarily always invite them
They have
because like
seen that, though.
they've definitely come. And like when I like they came to my first show that I ever did.
yeah.
And like they come, I'd say a couple times, once or twice a year.
Okay.
I don't always tell them when they're coming because like sometimes I get nervous and I like don't necessarily want them there.
Okay.
But like they do enjoy coming and talking about it with their friends and
That's
stuff like
great.
that.
That's great. They support you and they think that's great and they laugh at your jokes, or did you
Yeah.
get off the stage and they're like, why did you say that about
Yeah, I
Jane
think
and
most of the
Agnes?
time they laugh at it.
Well, I have a question about one of your jokes because, you know, sometimes we conflate memories. And
Yeah.
I was trying to, like, I feel like I remember, and tell me if this was not your joke. I think I might have seen you at Haymaker the first time. I had just moved here. Andy wasn't here yet. And I remember, and I'm conflating, I think, a Florida joke, but did you have an abortion joke where it's like about
That's
2 or 3
Kristen.
abortions? That's Kristen's joke.
Yeah.
Trying
Okay, so
to
I'm
attribute
conflating
Kristen's
Kristen.
stuff
I don't-
onto you.
I've never lived in Florida.
Okay,
No,
so
nor
like,
have I
is
had
it-
an abortion, and
so-
no judgment to anybody who has. I just have never needed.
Okay, well,
to
you know,
practice
maybe
my
that's
rights
what I'm
as a
picking
woman.
up on. You know, just 2 empowered women because Kristen.
I
that
have
makes
jokes about
it-
Plan B.
Huh? Okay.
I have a joke about Plan B.
Okay,
but not about
All I
abortion.
remember is that I remember coming back, like I was up after. It must have been Kristen. Now that I'm remembering, and I was like, you know, nothing says Florida like 3 abortions, you know, or something like that. And
Yeah, I'm pretty
whoever-
sure it was
yeah.
Kristen.
Oh, I'll have to. Well, when we have her back, you know, like we'll have to.
Kristen's hilarious.
I know.
love
At
I
that
love
time, you
her.
know, like there's so many people in the comedy community, you know, like
Oh yeah.
and they mix together, you know, it's like that.
They all kind of blend in.
I mean,
that
but okay. Well, her and I, we both have dark hair, fair complexion.
Yeah.
Anna Vincenti, same thing. Devin, fair skin, dark hair.
Yeah, it's
Like,
like that movie.
you guys need to mix it up. If you could wear a hat
I
next
know,
time.
right?
No.
Ugh.
It's like that movie Role Models. You white, you Ben Affleck. You know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you white, who did
All
we
us white
decide?
girls look the same. You
Who
know?
did we say for white girls though? Jennifer Conley.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
Ben
Who
Affleck.
the fuck is Jennifer Connelly?
Exactly. She's just a white actress, generic white.
Just a generic white bitch,
Yeah,
just like the
no.
rest of y'all.
She's great in A Beautiful Mind. Yeah.
She's fantastic. Yeah, no, she's an
I'm
excellent
sure.
actress.
I'm sure she's just a wonderful person, whoever the hell she is.
So I'm curious, how did you meet Kristen through comedy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw her on stage, I was like, that is a bad bitch, and I do not want to see her in a back alley.
That's so funny. She
was like wearing like a Lakers jersey or something like that.
She
and
is
was
a bad
like,
bitch.
You know, and I was like, ugh.
Do you know what's so funny about though that I find about her is that she is such a bad bitch, but she's the
She does-
nicest.
yeah.
She
I don't
is
think she
so
knows it
fucking
either.
Nice.
No, she does.
She does.
She
She
knows.
absolutely does, but she questions it sometimes.
She will fucking cut a bitch.
She will
I'll
cut
tell
a
you that.
bitch,
And
like-
because I picked up on that immediately, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah. So when she
No, I
and I
love her
first
so
met,
much.
we were at a house party, and she was like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I was like, "Who the fuck are
Weston
you?"
Sugg, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because she came inside and she goes,
And we
"Oh my
just
god,
made
I
this
just met."
eye.
She's like, "I just met the coolest fucking person ever, and I'm gonna be on her podcast." And I'm like, "What the fuck are
You
you
were
talking
there?
about?" I was there. I had on a green sweatshirt that said "Christmas is so fetch," and it had all the mean girls in their little
Maybe-
Santa costumes.
Putting out the vibe with the green. You're like, hey,
I was
it's a
gonna
party.
say,
you
I
know,
was
like-
the green didn't work for me. Red's more my color. You know, next time.
Yeah, no, I was there. I was
believe
there.
you.
Yeah, she came and she was like, "I just met the coolest fucking chick ever."
I I mean, she's
I don't
the
think I
coolest
saw
fucking
you guys
chick.
there. Were you
I-
there?
We
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
We left at like
Like a little bit after 11, after, you know.
yeah,
Okay.
when the band
After when the
I
really
got
started.
there. Okay, I got there at like 10:30 because I was in.
Okay, we were probably on our way out.
Yeah.
because we figured noise ordinance starts
Dude,
at
we were
like
at like
11.
a fucking frat house. is
Oh,
what that
yeah, I
was.
was
And
like,
they had a
this is
keg.
a
I was like, I haven't done
rager.
this in a long time. I
Same.
made someone take
Yeah.
my picture when I was like
With the
pouring a
keg?
keg, pouring a drink from the keg, pouring a beer from the keg because I was like, I haven't done this since Kappa Sig 2010 ECU. Like,
I like literally. I was like, "Are we gonna go throw some shit off the
yeah,
roof now?
yeah.
Like, is shit
Where's
gonna
the
get
beer
wild?"
pong? Like,
Like,
it probably was probably outside.
The
my
funniest
fr-
thing that just happened is that Weston like messaged me. He's like, you know, because we're gonna have him back on the show. He's like, yeah, I think I'm moving houses, and I'm like, what a surprise! When I was there, I was like, don't your neighbors like? There's not a lot of space between the houses.
No.
At that house party we're at.
Y'all,
If I
I'm not
was
going to
his
lie. I had no idea that he was 29 years old. And that house, I would have thought he was like 24.
I thought he
Yeah.
was 24. You just blew my fucking mind. I was not aware that he was like almost our age. Shit.
Yep.
Well, you know what? Shrimp King, he's keeping it real. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yo,
keep
he's
this
funny. He can
college
throw a party,
experience.
you know?
Yeah, he can throw a good party.
He's funny, and he's really improved in his stand up.
Has
Weston, you've really improved in your stand up over the last
That's
year.
very a tremendous compliment. I'm sure.
I love
he-
watching people grow.
Absolutely.
It's really
yeah.
fun.
Freaking Arturo last night crushed it. It was one of his best
Oh,
sets
oh,
that I've
yeah.
ever
Excellent.
seen.
That was a
him
good
do.
room last night.
Yeah,
It was
It was
a
a
good
good room
room.
last night.
It was a good room. There was that bitch in the back. And somebody was like, I would just take her with me everywhere. She was just
The one
having,
she was
he
laughing.
Oh
Yeah,
my
she-
god.
Josie was like, she about the same color as her shirt. She had the red shirt on.
And it's so funny because I walked past their table and her friends were there and they're like, drink this. And it was a cup full of water. And I was like, oh, this bitch
I've been that girl
is
before.
drunk as a
I've been that
skunk.
girl before. There was a group of guys like towards the end of the night that like I swear to God I had a contact high because they like you could tell they were all just like
That's great.
I mean their eyes were like barely open. It
That's
was
very funny
hilarious.
because like I have learned recently that I should not share cannabis with other people.
Okay.
Because I will smoke and smoke and smoke. And my
Really?
favorite thing about like letting a Delta 8 joint, a Delta 8
Yeah,
joint.
yeah.
You know, all Delta 8. But, like my favorite part about the end of a joint is lighting a new joint. And so I will smoke and smoke and smoke.
That is so
And then all of
funny.
a sudden I look at whoever's smoking with me and they don't feel good anymore. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh shit.
God.
Oh, I'm the monster. Like you can't even imagine how many people that I'm just like, okay.
Just going right past.
Yeah,
Puff, puff,
I'm just
pass.
gonna
Just
yeah,
pass.
just blow through here, and now you are
so funny.
you're so sad, and I didn't mean to do that to
Yeah.
you, but like you got to be careful about smoking people out. you
I will
know?
be honest, I don't smoke much.
Not a smoker?
I
would rather
my
smoke than
birthday
drink.
is 420, but I just don't love it.
You have to, in order to love it, you have to do it until you love it.
And see, that's
You
things
have to
I'm
get
not
through
willing to do that
there.
because, like, I work at a hospital.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. I mean,
I'm
it creates a new
I'm
set of
susceptible to a
circumstance.
drug test at any point, and I'm just not
Oh, girl, I'm going
willing
through
to
that.
put that on
Yeah.
the line.
I'm going through that right now. Like as a professional, it's
Yeah.
very interesting right now that I'm going through some job process and I have to figure out that portion of it because most jobs don't, most professional jobs, unless there's government contracts or it's a medical type facility or something like that, they don't drug
Right.
test for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But this one that I'm going to, yeah, they have government contracts and they're drug
Oh,
testing me, and
yeah.
I'm like, oh. That is
Yeah.
an interesting, because it makes me feel like a 20-year-old pothead.
You're like, ugh.
It feels a little bit demeaning, but I've also done it to myself. So there's nothing to be, and I'm just going to go buy some fake piss. Actually, I drove over to my brother's. Allegedly. I drove to my brother's house the other day and I was like, hey, so do you think your girlfriend would pee in a bag for me?
Oh my God. Well, I'm curious to know how that works out because they do all sorts of things
I
to make
called
sure.
my mother. Oh, I called my mother last night and I was like, do you want to hear about the most interesting situation that's going on with me? Whereas I've been driving around in my car with a bag full of piss.
So, have you taken the drug test yet?
No, it'll be Monday. Wish me luck.
I'm just really curious how you're gonna like pull that off because
So-
like they're very strict with how they do a drug test.
I mean, I've had drug tests before and I used to I've done HR in the past, and I had to be the one that administered the drug test. I know the type of facility that I'm going to. They're not going to watch me tinkle, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
And also, allegedly, all of this.
Yeah, like so this girl that I used to work with, this is kind of funny. She used to be the person who administered the drug test, right?
Yeah. It's a terrible, thankless job. I hate that job.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be drug tested.
One time I drank a cup of coffee before I went, and I had asparagus for lunch, and I was like, damn, I feel so bad for the man who has to do this. My pee probably smelled so bad.
Fuck him. Whatever. You know, that's so funny because when I picked up the specimen from my brother's girlfriend, I was like, bitch, you need to drink more water. What is dark? Wrong with you?
So this girl that I used to work with, at one point she worked at one of the many major laboratories, and she had somebody, and the cups have a temperature gauge on them, like a thermometer. Yeah. And it was like super high. Yeah. Like it was obvious it was fake.
Oh no.
And she was like, this is going to be fun. And she was like, do you feel okay? And he's like, yeah, why? She goes, wow. Are you sure? I need to call 911. Your pee is so hot. And so she like picks up the phone and he's like, no.
Just kidding.
So like,
did he microwave it before? I heard you're not supposed to microwave it.
I have no idea. But if someone was to do that, I'd just be sure it's the correct temperature.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all about temperature, 100%. You know, like that's why a lot of people feel, because there's no DNA markers in the
No.
So
there's not.
But since you showed up at Weston's a little later, here's a little bit of what you may have missed.
Yes, I was not there for the band.
The concert.
I came later with Aaron because he was
it was like
a comic. Oh, there's Victoria and Mr. Butts.
Like, you know, killer singing up. I hadn't been to a party like that since I was in college, you know.
That is so funny.
Know. But it was literally it was so fun.
It was so fun.
But if they were my neighbors, I'd be like, what the fuck?
I would be like, abso-fucking-lutely not.
You know, I'm like, we need an HOA, you know, like
I have
you
the
hate
best.
the HOA.
I have the best next door neighbor.
Yeah.
He's like 28.
Okay.
Great guy. Very handsome.
You fucked him?
No.
Because don't shit where you sleep?
No. That's dangerous territory. My parents have been like, why don't you date him? And I'm like, because he's my next door neighbor and we can like look into each other's houses from our kitchens.
Fair.
Like,
yeah. He's helpful though? You guys are friends?
Oh yeah. He's so wonderful. We are definitely friends. We drink wine together all the time. We've gone out a couple times. He's got a really hot friend that I would love to touch his biceps. Wow. And I've met that guy a couple times, like, because he's been over, or like we've all gone out before. And I didn't like have much of an appreciation for this guy until like my neighbor's friend, until we went out New Year's. We were at Circa and they were all shooting pool. And I was just sitting there like drinking a beer, talking to the girl that my next door neighbor is kind of like, I guess they're like kind of dating. I'm not really sure what they're doing. Yeah. And her and I are talking, and like the guys got really competitive playing pool. And like the friend was like wearing a t-shirt, and you can tell this man goes to the gym all the time. Cause I was like, oh my God.
So show up and have good biceps.
There's something about biceps where I think it's like you can like grab on. I don't know.
I'm a chest guy or girl. I like a good chest on a man.
I just want to like,
and these muscles right here. I like
the muscles. Yeah.
I hear you.
And then at one point I called my neighbor over and I was like, can I flirt with him? And I said, actually, I'm not asking you for permission. Is he single?
I'm like, you.
Am I able to? Like, I'm not asking you if I can. Like, I'm going to.
Fair. And did you?
Yeah, nothing ended up happening.
What?
Yeah.
Try again. Wear something slutty. Come on.
I know. I need to. We'll see how. I'll run into him again.
You don't
like
have
best
any
friends.
hair on your body.
Girl,
just like,
none.
Just wear that skirt all the way up to your coochie and it'll be fine.
I do have hair on my asshole. But.
Just like we'll make a clip and just send them, hey, check out this highlight before we're going this date. That way you know what you're working with.
Hey, baby, check that out. The hair. Actually, I will say, okay, so laser hair removal was the best several $1,000s I've ever spent in my life.
Yeah.
Underarm, mostly full Brazilian, full legs.
Yeah, that's so great.
They do tell you that it is mostly permanent. Hormone changes can make your hair grow back.
Sure, yeah.
And when I stopped taking birth control, I had a little bit of hair regrowth in some random places. So like I do have a couple random little patches.
That's so bizarre.
Of hair.
That's so bizarre.
But like for the most part,
yeah.
And I have like a couple stragglers under my arm and stuff like that. And I can go and get touch-ups done.
You know,
which I tend to do about once a year. But like for the most part,
that's awesome.
It's amazing.
You know, the best thing that I invested in for that, it was it's not too expensive. I tattooed my eyebrows on. Game changer, honestly.
Sure.
Like, especially, I wear eyelashes. So eyebrows tattooed on. I wake up every morning and I look like this.
I
so
low-key
nice.
want to get my lips tattooed, like a color on them.
I did that too, and the thing that I will say about that, I had them done at approximately the same time. And I know other people who have had it done.
Yeah.
Your lips just peel so much quicker, you know.
Sounds painful as shit.
Well,
it was not painful.
I think it also has to do with like. So this is super sciencey. The cell turnover of like your mucous membranes versus the cell turnover of the epithelium of your skin.
A shit ton of stuff to my face, so I'm constantly, you know,
but like your lips and like your mucous membranes, so like the lining of your GI tract.
It's the outside of our body, inside.
But like so your GI tract, the mucous membrane, so like the inside of your mouth, the cell turnover is much higher.
It is? Okay.
Yeah. So like if you get something tattooed on your lip, it'll disappear eventually.
The thing is
versus
like,
your skin.
Truly, I'm not trying to dissuade you from it, but I will say that my results from it and other people that I have known, that you just have to really fucking keep it up.
You know, that makes sense. Like it'll disappear faster than your eyebrows will.
Definitely. But eyebrows, 100% worth every
Have you had to get them
penny.
touched up?
Never had them touched up. They look good, huh?
How long have you had them for?
Like 2 years.
Okay. Because I've heard you've had to get them touched. You have to get them touched up, but maybe it's like several years, and I didn't really.
So there's two different types. You know, you can do the powder brows and the other one, and the other one's much deeper, and you don't have to have it touched up as much, but doesn't look as natural. But the powder brows look more natural, and you have to have them touched up more often. I probably am due for a touch up.
Okay, but if we're talking a couple years for a touch up,
couple years, what, girl? I look like it makes my face look awake, which
well,
I really like.
That's the thing. Like,
and not having to fuck with my eyebrows and not having to wear makeup. I don't want to wear makeup.
I get touched up with a laser hair removal, and like, I did the math because I was getting waxed, and like it was like $65 a pop to get a Brazilian,
like every
right?
6 weeks,
and you have to tip them 20% because they're waxing your vagina and your asshole, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking $80 a pop.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And I did the math and I was like, I'm getting laser hair removal.
That's exactly why I've been thinking about doing it. Because I'm like, why am I just throwing this money away? Because I'm going to do this no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, I might slack off in the winter, but during the summer, like, bam, bam, you know? Yeah. So it's expensive.
I was like, they told me I was like a perfect candidate because I'm so fair-skinned and I have dark hair.
Yeah.
And y'all, one laser hair removal treatment and I had 95% hair loss.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Good for you.
You got a message for women right into the camera. What do they need to do?
A message to men?
No, women regarding this laser. Is it worth it?
It's worth it if you have the right skin complexion and hair color.
That is very true.
Because I have friends that are like redhead or blonde. Waste of time.
I have a friend who's Persian.
Yeah.
And she has had her entire life, she's had multiple, and they basically like,
if
her
your skin is
so
too dark,
and
her
hair is so dark and coarse, like.
Yeah. So apparently it goes for the contrast.
Yeah.
Because it's all light. Lasers are light.
Yeah.
It goes for the contrast in the hair and the skin.
Yeah.
So someone like me, dark hair, pale skin, zap, zap, done.
Gone.
But like
blonde people,
black people don't do well with laser hair removal.
Yeah.
It actually can change the color of. It can like discolor your skin.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
It can like. It's not something
crazy.
that.
My friend, she has had like to this day, she's had laser hair removal on her legs. I know at least 3 times, but that bitch. Her stubble could cut you.
Really?
Her hair
bless
is
her
so
heart.
coarse. I know. Bless her heart.
That sucks.
She's got the most beautiful hair in her head, though. Like it will grow and grow and grow and grow.
Yeah.
And it's so thick and long and gorgeous. But, you know, you get the body hair with it, too.
Yeah.
So What can you do?
Ugh.
But that's just it. We all have these things
We
about
do.
ourselves.
Okay, let me ask you this. Now
What?
it's like there's this movement of like women not shaving and like having underarm hair and this, that, and the other thing. Like that's not for me.
It's not for me, but I understand why they do it.
Yeah,
like
more power to you. Not for me.
Specifically for me, I just can't handle that feeling.
I don't
I
like
can
it.
feel the hair against
Yeah.
my clothes, and I don't like
Yeah.
that feeling.
Again, I was also a swimmer, so like
Well, yeah, fair. Yeah.
You don't want to get slowed down.
I don't think anyone wants to see things coming out. And racing suits are like super high cut.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't think anybody wants to see the secret garden.
needs to see the secret garden.
Competitive disadvantage, slowing
Yes.
down the water.
That's
A little bit of drag and a little bit of
I
not.
can imagine if you were
attractive.
going really fast in the water and your hair was really long, you could feel the drag.
Male
That's
swimmers,
disgusting.
Male swimmers shave their body.
For good reason.
I mean, obviously, female swimmers do too, but male swimmers will shave their body.
Yeah.
The day of a race. My brothers did.
Your brothers were swimmers.
Oh yeah, all
too?
4 of us were.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brothers would shave too.
I mean, I'm with it. The thing of it is that I know that I'm going to do this. If you don't want to shave under your arms, it honestly doesn't affect me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't give a fuck
It
what
does
somebody
not
else
offend
does.
me.
I do not want hair on my body, therefore I don't have it.
either.
Because I've had people ask me, they're like, what if you're with someone who wants pubic hair? And I was like, well, they're not going to get it.
Exactly.
Because I don't want it. And I didn't do this for anybody but this bitch right here.
That is exactly right. I think that's why I was always so surprised about my waxer saying that these people would go in and not get waxed specifically so that they go, I'm like, bitch, this is my body. I didn't do this
But
for
also,
anybody
here's
but
the thing.
me.
Men will still eat your pussy.
Oh,
they do
I
not
know.
care.
They don't give a fuck. So of course
They
it's
will
for
still
me.
put their penis in there if there's hair or not. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
That is accurate.
Thank
That's what I
you.
should have checked.
Men are grateful to be around a naked female that is allowing them to put their
Absolutely.
penis inside of you. So, ladies, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Don't use not having shaved as an excuse to not sleep with someone because they don't fucking care.
So
advice to my 20-year-old self. Men don't care about body hair as much as you think they do.
Yeah, that's true. I think that body hair on women are kind of a mystery to men anyway. They're like, which ones do you guys shave and which ones do you not? And am I allowed to ask?
Right. Yeah, like I will shave my ass off. I know I'm like gonna hook up with somebody, but like I don't think he would notice.
He would not notice, which I think is very funny that you think about it.
But it's like I'm the one that's self-conscious about it, so I'm
did you
the one
say
that's
yes
gonna
or
do
no?
it.
What did
What?
you say? Did you say
You
they
might
would
notice, but it's not like
Well,
it's gonna
depends if you
change
get your asshole
anything.
like that night or not. It really
that's the thing is,
depends
I've
whether,
had-
I'm going doing the pinky thing.
Only
afterwards,
one guy has ever eaten my asshole once.
Why?
Because I'm sorry, my stomach just growled so loud.
It's like it needs, it
I'm
needs
hungry,
another
baby.
feeding.
Hungry.
Let me see that ass. No, that's it. That's it. And he just did it. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
this
well,
is
that's-
not.
that
I
sounds- that
didn't
sounds
hate
impolite
it.
to me,
I didn't
yeah.
hate it, but I'm not going to ask
Waxed
for
at the
it.
time?
No.
Okay. Well,
No.
see, didn't even stop the game from happening.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Dudes don't give a shit.
No, they really don't. They really don't.
Listen, was there anything sweeter than having your asshole licked by a guy?
I mean, I was not complaining.
Yeah, you were not against it, right?
No,
Exactly.
not at all.
Women
I'm also
overall
not
like
like, come
it.
here.
You not like it, Andy?
So the thing about it is whether or not you want that person to. And I think that there's only a certain amount of people or the certain people that I want to lick my
That's so funny.
asshole.
This was a one night stand.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah. That's
I
crazy.
mean,
The
He
thing
was
is,
like, he had
he knew it.
go-
And he was like, I'm going to
eating-
do all
he
the
was
things I'm
eating
going
me
to do.
out, and then all of a sudden he like lifted, he tilted my hips upward a little bit more, and then I was like, okay, oh,
Yeah.
all right, here
Well,
we
when
are.
when you wash the dishes, you don't not clear the drain afterwards. You know, you.
I was like,
it's
okay,
all part.
whatever. I mean, here we are. Like, we had a great time.
This is happening.
We had a great time.
You know, he's kind of like a bunny. He's marking all the holes. As, you know,
Yeah, and you know
yeah.
what? I didn't stop him. I didn't stop him.
You should.
We had a great
You did the
time.
right thing, and you had a great time.
Yeah, I had a great time. Never saw him again.
So apparently he didn't do that good of a job.
No, he was in town for work. We met.
Okay.
This is great. We met in line for the bathroom at a bar.
Yeah.
He saw me get sassy with the bouncer at this bar, and I ended up standing in line next to him in the to go use the bathroom at this bar. And he looked over and goes, "Nice to see you made it in." And I was just like, and I like went over to be like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I was like, "God damn, you are fucking hot." And I was just like, "Yeah, Yeah. And so we like started talking, and then like we both went into the bathroom at the same time. And of course he was gone by the time I came out, because guys take 2.5 seconds to pee.
Yeah.
Takes us 2.5 seconds just to like make sure the toilet is appropriate to sit on.
Absolutely.
And so I went back and sat down with my friends. I was like, y'all, I just met this super hot guy. And one of my guy friends was like, let's go. And he like walked me to the front of the bar and like shoved me up there next to him. And so we just started talking. And I took him home with me.
Hell yeah.
And he was just in town for work.
This is before you read the 12 dates.
Oh God, this is years ago. This is probably 6 years ago.
Yeah.
We had a great time. He was in town from LA.
Yeah, that's fun too, you know, like it's, you only live once. You don't know.
Yeah, and the next morning, woke up, did it again, and he was like, all right, gotta go.
And you were like, see you later, Gator.
He's like, it's breakfast time. Where's my, you know?
Where's that asshole?
Yeah.
Very healthy, balanced diet. Yeah, he left and that was it. And we like sexted a couple of times, but like that was
whatever.
I totally would have gone out to see him had he ever been like, come to LA, let's fuck. I'd been like, all right.
Cool.
I had a great time with him, but again, lived on the other side of the country. I love geographically unavailable men.
I guess so.
Yeah, there's a pattern here.
So.
Yeah, I love unavailable men. They're my favorite. I love the challenge. And look how well it's worked out.
So tell us though then about comedy. How did you get into comedy? Was it in, I assume, North Carolina?
It was in North Carolina. I had moved back here and was like, I need to meet people.
You had moved back here from grad school?
From Charleston.
Okay.
Well, I did move back to North Carolina from graduate school, but that was not this round of moving back to North Carolina. I went from Philly to Winston-Salem to Charleston, back to Raleigh.
Okay.
And so I left Charleston. Roots. Yeah, I left Charleston, came out to Raleigh. And when I was in Charleston, one of my girlfriends was always like, you should do an open mic. You're so funny. You should do an open mic. And I'm like, okay, I don't know anything about comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm a type A bookworm. And so I was like, Google comedy classes.
Yeah.
And I ended up in a class at Good Nights.
Okay.
And
Matt White's class?
We've heard
class.
a lot of people that have gone that route.
And I'm probably the only person from that class that still does comedy.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Most of those people never show back up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're like, I was committed. So what about it? You went to go take that class.
It was so fun.
Because you thought you were, your friends thought you were funny.
I was like, okay, let me just check it out. I didn't know.
And you were like, I fucking love this?
Yeah,
and
it was fun.
I
loved the people. I was like, this is fun. Like there's like a high. Like when you do well, like I get so high from that.
Did you do well last night?
I thought I did pretty well last night.
Yeah,
I tried some new stuff that I'm working on. I mean, I remember like the one time I like fucking crushed. Never been able to get that high back. You know what I mean?
Don't be silly. You will get there. You're just climbing.
Oh yeah. But like you just remember that feeling.
One. You're like,
look.
This
pathology,
is like a heroin thing.
Pathology does not make me high like that.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
I hear that.
Pathology's fun and cool, and I enjoy it. But like,
that's what they say though. Don't
comedy.
do what you love for a living.
Okay, well, good. I guess I'm not going to be a professional comedian then.
No, but right now, it can be this thing where you go to work every day and you make your money.
It's my creative outlet.
You're not getting a hard on from pathology or anything like that. But then you can go out in your other life and put your love,
my non-hospital life.
Yeah, your non-hospital life, and you can put all of yourself into that. You don't put yourself into pathology.
Not to the same degree. Not this. It's different.
Yeah. No, I feel
like
that.
I work hard at the hospital. I try to pay attention to the details and like every specimen that comes across my bench. Like that is someone's grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, brother, sister, parent, right?
Yeah.
And I try to remember that, but
so you're not one of these people
different.
that lets people like, okay, get in here for $50, you get an hour with a body.
Oh God, no. Okay. No, I'd lose my job so fast.
Also, your soul, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
People are not doing good.
Yeah. I mean, because y'all gotta, like, people don't realize the things that I see at work.
I don't want to know, I don't think. I mean, I want to know the funny ones. I don't want to know the gruesome ones.
Okay, here's a good one.
Let's hear
a good
one.
I like
the light
know,
trauma. That's what
you guys know how many.
Because of the thing in that, what is death?
Ooh, I love that. Yeah,
wait,
write that down.
We do a second podcast that is called Casa de Thinking, where we really more or less toss the ball around with a topic, right? We've done what is consciousness, what is reality, what is love, do sluts smoke cigarettes, and maybe what is death is one, or what is what is the human body, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can totally talk about that stuff.
Hell yeah. So let's hear this light trauma.
Some of the crazy things that we get y'all would be shocked at what 50-some-year-old men put up their rectums.
I've heard a lot of that.
Y'all.
Yes. In every single country, it would appear. Every man.
80% of the rectal foreign bodies that we get come from 50-some-year-old men.
Fuck yeah.
Every
I
time.
hear it.
Candles, flashlights, shampoo bottles,
Light bulbs?
vegetables. I haven't seen a light bulb myself.
I've seen light bulbs online, but I always wondered how.
Vibrators.
Do you think that they find it as like all of a sudden they're starting to lose, their ability, maybe their sexual ability, and they're like, maybe I prop it up like a beam against, a side fence?
I don't know, but here's the thing, you guys. If it does not have a flared base, do not stick it up your asshole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay?
Yeah, that shit can be scary.
If it is not made to go up your asshole, do not put it up there.
Because it's going to get stuck and she's going to find it.
I will get it. And if I know you, I legally have to keep my mouth shut, but I will not look at you the same way ever again. Okay, so here's the craziest thing I ever had pulled out of a man's rectum. Surgically removed. An 18-inch double-ended dildo. Y'all, I'm not lying to you.
Holy
18
shit.
inches?
I mean, it was like this big, okay? It was humongous. Okay, humongous. I pulled it out of the container, and I'm not lying to you. It was like flapping at either end. It was like, all right. I like it was after like a 3-day weekend, right? Like he must have had a great weekend.
Yeah.
Well, he thought he was having a great weekend. It did not end up that way. But I like pulled it out of the container, and I was like, oh my God. Right? And so I have to professionally describe this object. Right? And so I did the best I could.
Yeah, you did.
And my boss...
Did you say what color it was? What color was it?
It was flesh colored.
It's
And
flesh
I'm pretty
colored.
sure I said I called it a flesh colored phallic object. Something along those lines.
Double-ended phallic
Science.
object.
I did not say that. And so the doctor that I worked under who got the case, he goes, yeah, that was a great description. I said, I could have said double-ended dildo, and he just busted out laughing. And I was like, but I didn't think that would be professional. He goes, it was double-ended. I'm like,
Double-ended?
yes. And then I like Googled it later that night, and that thing was like $120.
Did you give it back to him?
You cannot have that back.
Why?
No, I mean, they had to take him to surgery to remove it.
No, I know, but I'm just
I mean,
saying,
I
like,
guess you probably could
if you're
have
the
it
guy,
back.
the
You
end
probably
of it-
could ask for it back.
And it makes me also wonder if it was double-ended, was there somebody on the other end? And like things just went wrong?
I think it's meant for women to use together.
Right.
It was not meant to go up your behind.
Yeah. But I just still want
But
to
it
know
did.
where the other end was going.
Well, it went all the way up there. So that's the thing. That's the thing people don't realize about the anal sphincter is it's meant to keep things up
In.
and in.
Yeah.
To keep things from coming out. And so if you hit the point of no return, it will suck something up and it will hold on to it. Unlike the vagina, that there is like nothing's going to get through the cervical os. Okay,
No,
you can shove
You're like, ain't nothing
any
gets through my
size
cervical
dildo up
os.
there. You can shove all sorts of stuff.
You
up
can shove
there.
anything you want
It's
up
not
there.
going anywhere.
Hear that, guys? Anything.
Sperm
like a
is the
kangaroo
only
pouch,
thing that
you know?
goes.
It's a kangaroo pouch. It's like
Yeah.
it's like Hermione's bag.
Yeah.
You know, you can just it just is.
Yeah,
it
depending on
expands.
who it is,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
shove
yeah.
all sorts of stuff on there.
This is what I'm saying. Depending on
Yeah.
who it is, you can shove all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
up there, and you can lick my asshole. But
Right.
it really kind of depends.
But don't
I'll
shove
be
anything up my
honest.
asshole. So yeah, unsolicited medical advice. Don't put anything up your butthole.
That doesn't have a
That's
flared
not
end.
attached to something that's not made to go up there. Just don't.
Just a little free medical advice.
Now
Don't.
that you're mentioning
That's the
medical
name of it.
advice, this is probably a good part to segue to our segment. What is it called, Andy?
OMG, he could have died.
Yeah.
OMG, he could have died. He had 18-inch dildo up his fucking butthole.
Well, see, I think that we need to do an entire new podcast, which is called OMG, he could have died, and we'll just listen
Oh
to
my
things that people have
God.
shoved up their
you
ass.
guys, the foreign objects that I've seen some crazy shit.
Well, here we go.
Or
Here,
things
one
people have swallowed or yeah.
People have swallowed.
I mean, I've gotten like jewelry
I had a friend.
caught in people's intestines and I'm like, somebody pissed off their girlfriend.
I had a friend who took her son to the doctor because he had constantly just had nose infections. Just this.
Oh God.
That motherfucker had a bead up his nose for literally years, and it was stuck in his nasal cavity. It was a bead he had sucked up into his nose, and it was there for like 3 years.
And no one saw it.
And nobody fucking saw it. And this kid's just sick all the time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but also
Have
who the
children.
That's
It'll
right.
be so
Oh,
fun.
exactly. Yeah. They're sticking things.
I saw a video the other day of like a kid that like swallowed a squeaky toy, and so every time he breathed out, it was like he would laugh and he was like I was like, wow. And he was like 13. Oh yeah, it wasn't like a 4-year-old. It was like a teenager.
He deserved
But like
that.
you could see the nurse in the background, like just like
Just
bent
laughing.
over in laughter. Yeah.
I would keep that for one whole day because he's not going to die. And I would want to get so many footage. I would just take him to places like a movie with a bunch of people and just, or like a comedy show, or just get him just, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You would have to have fun with
Like
that.
you can go to the ER. It's going to take forever to get it seen anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So have your day of fun.
Right.
And
Just
then
go
go
and
to
do
the
it.
doctor
Yeah.
and get that shit taken care of.
Speaking of days of fun, here we go. Let's see if you can tell me.
Oh my God.
It's oh my God, he could have died. You can tell us.
Is it on the screen down
Okay, don't
here?
make me laugh too hard. I really have to pee.
Yeah, let me know when it comes up. Are we up? Yep.
It was for a second. There it is.
It's
now.
black screen, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a black screen.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What do you think? Horrible? Is that horrible or is that hilarious? Or could he have died from this?
That was shallow water. So lifeguard Lauren thinks that he could have died from that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We try to pause it, right? Yeah.
If it had been like in much deeper water, I wouldn't have said, yeah, he could have died from that. But that's really shallow.
I feel the same way. And when I first saw that, I was like, I'm sorry, there was like that much water.
I'm assuming
that was
if it's
mostly
on
ground.
the TikTok, he's alive.
I assume. Yeah.
Yeah, there was not a safe for a work here thingy. But
Oh, Lord Jesus.
so
I'm not interested in doing any of that kind of stuff.
On doing that.
I don't, that's my fear is that
Really? I've done it before. And the thing that I realized, and I would never do it again, I was like, this is the most fucking boring thing.
Really?
I'm just in, like, I thought it was going to be really cool. I'm just floating in the air. I felt like a real
was it good?
delicate.
The scene nice?
It was beautiful. But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, now I'm just at the top of a tall building. You know what I mean? Like,
and I can't even have a cocktail in my hand.
Exactly. Yes. It would have been, I might have enjoyed it much better if I could just stay up there and have a cocktail in my hand. But as it was, I was just like, well, I'm just been up here a real long time now.
And that bless his heart, he wouldn't even fly in for. Oh, we have another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a few of these. And this person, I think, did have a cocktail in their hand before.
Oh,
so let's check it out. Let me get. It's obviously a game of sorts.
Oh, God. People are so dumb. That looked like a painful injury.
It did, right? Like,
but also, you're a fucking idiot.
His fingers just slipped right off there.
Why do you think jumping onto a television is a good idea? I hate men sometimes.
Would your brothers do something like that?
No, because they're not that dumb.
That's good. I feel that way about my brothers. I feel like it's okay for me to laugh at that man because I have 5 brothers and not one of them, as stupid as they are, would ever fucking do that.
You know, and maybe I never saw this like when I was younger and in college, but now the thing is to like jump onto the tables, like the folding tables. Have you seen that?
Yes, I have.
That's like a big
Lots
thing
of
that like frat boys
jumping
do and
onto
stuff.
them like a wrestling style type thing.
Y'all are dumb.
Yeah.
Like, what made you think this was a good idea?
I don't know. So probably pretty horrible in that sense. Like we got more for you here. Okay. We're gonna skip that one, but you know,
ooh, jumping on something
on the theme.
Yeah.
And,
okay,
let's see this.
We're
one.
elevated in a microwave. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Superhuman TV Show. Today I'll be jumping onto this microwave. This is for Juggalos and Juggalettes. Don't try this at home. I hope you like it.
Don't try this at home.
Oh, this guy.
Fuck this shit!
Ow. That looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
So he could have fucking ruptured his spleen.
I like the camera work person here that's like not even face, not even for a beat. Like it's like This guy was very confident. I gotta give him the confidence.
It would have been funnier if it had been a table.
If it had been a table?
Yeah, had it been a table, like a microwave. What is...
Right.
I really wonder if people are on drugs and they do this, or it's just like testosterone.
I
Testosterone is a wicked drug, though.
I think that this is a
Mainline
symptom
that
of the
shit.
times, you know, like everybody needs to be a YouTube star.
They're
and
trying to get
that's
their
why,
minute.
like what Arturo was saying, when the cameraman came up, he just kept filming.
Yeah.
He
We need to
there
hire
was
that
never
cameraman from Manly Girly.
No
That
fucking
they
shit.
Take their
There
job
was-
seriously.
they took his job. He took his job so serious.
I
He
hope
was
he got
like,
paid
"No, we're
extra
doing
for
this
that."
for the gram.
He
Are
was
you
like,
kidding me? We're about
I'm
to
not
go
taking you to the
viral."
emergency room. I'm gonna wait until you bleed
He
out.
didn't even ask him if he was okay. That's what he like. There was no gasp. There was
There's no gas.
nothing.
And guess what? Like, mission accomplished. Millions of people, well, not here, but a lot of people on the internet, because that's where I found it, are watching.
He made a dent.
He fucked up the microwave.
Wiggling and like about to vomit. Like, as a medical professional, I'm concerned about his spleen.
His spleen.
Spleen.
That would have been
Okay.
affected.
Okay, we're gonna show you a few more things.
We gotta make it big.
This is why, maybe this is why men don't survive, don't live as long. But
Their insurance rates are so much higher.
Should be. They do this kind of shit. Is he standing on something?
yeah, on a ladder, I think. Just some light duty electricity work.
Oh my god.
What could happen to a body because of?
I've actually done an autopsy or
What?
seen an autopsy on someone who was electrocuted at work.
How did that go? What was inside?
It doesn't look that different.
No?
But it'll totally fuck up your like body's electrical system. It can kill you. That could kill you. Literally,
100%,
that
yeah,
legitimately
I'm sure.
could kill you. I'm sure. Again, it's on
They're alive. They're
internet.
alive.
He's
So-
probably not dead, but that could kill you.
I'm curious though. In what world do you see lights on around you
And think
then
that you
take
can
an
snip-
metal instrument?
Well, even I know that you need to turn off the freaking electricity.
It looks like a
This is
metal
what I'm saying, but
ladder
this
as
is what
well.
I'm
Look at
saying.
this
It's like,
conductor.
I guess you could get fooled if you were in a room where it was dark, but there's a light next to his fucking head. He can't avoid that. They're there.
He's clearly not a
Smart man?
certified electrician,
Yeah.
whatever the word is.
We asked Alex that.
Smart
he said it's not up
or
to code.
educated or like
We did ask an electrician. He was like, "That's definitely not up to code."
no.
You know what I think that this happened? This is a handyman who works at this place, and somebody was like, "Oh,
Oh,
this-
the light's not
Yeah,
working.
yeah, yeah. Can you go take care of that?" And
Yeah,
he's like,
sure.
"I
Let me
know
get
how
my
to-"
metal clippers
Exactly.
and clip this wire.
I think it's dangerous sometimes when people are good at a lot of things because you're just like, okay, well, you've got a little bit of unfounded, confidence in this, and clearly it's not.
And obviously, whoever's filming this knew that this person maybe didn't know what they were doing.
Well, I find it very funny because if you scroll back, the man sitting in this chair in the forefront,
They're just like watching.
He appears to be wearing like some construction type clothing.
Oh, that
as well,
bright,
right?
colored
like
shirt,
he
yeah.
looks like he.
Yeah, they're
would
probably like, look at
actually
Johnny doing
know.
this stupid shit again.
No fucking shit.
Yeah.
I think that they looked back there and they were like, I'm just gonna see what happens.
Oh God.
Oh,
Yeah,
him.
dude.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh, this one?
Yes, do that one.
I
Okay,
already know
yeah.
what's about to happen.
I love this guy.
I love when people record themselves at the gym. Oh, not what I thought was gonna happen.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, where did he drop that?
Look here, little back it up.
Well, the scream. Oh, it was on his arm. Okay, he didn't
Like
like
his
drop it on his
shoulder.
crotch.
Yeah.
No,
Like
huh.
it basically, just directly landed elbow.
That definitely
Yeah.
probably hurt. But also, why are you using an exercise ball as a weight bench?
There's no way that
We've talked about this too.
That's
It's
probably
like,
a 100-pound dumbbell.
huh?
That's probably a 100-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That is not graded for that weight. I have sat on those yoga balls before where I'm like, I don't think this can support my weight. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? He's a grown ass man.
That
and
guy's
then-
easily 250 plus a
Easily.
100-pound dumbbell.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I
Bless
love
his heart.
I love at the end he
Bless
gets some
his
help.
foolish heart.
When he gets help.
I broke my arm. It's broke. It's broke. Yeah, it's broke.
I love that she's like, this one? He's like, it's broke. Go on. Listen to him.
It's broke. Yeah, it's broke.
It's not broken, but your rotator cuff might be torn.
Yeah.
Oh my
We love
God.
this guy,
I love that guy because I think he deserved that. Not he deserved it because that's terrible, but there were so many things that he should not have been doing in that situation.
Agreed. Okay, this is another one we like. This is one of our newer ones.
Oh shit!
What just happened? Did he just hit that person?
I think so. Here, let's.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I like that the driver's like, "Oh shit,"
That's a police officer.
Yeah, I think they're both are.
Oh shit!
I think you're right.
Into her blood. This is fucked. Oh my god!
And he's like, let me get my first aid kit to try to fix the
Bro,
problem
yeah,
I just
like-
created.
No fucking
Was
shit.
he like texting and driving? Maybe what's
Not
going
paying
on?
attention. The brakes didn't work.
Oh shit!
You
mean-
can kind of hear her scream. I think.
Oh my God.
I just saw that now too. Did you see when he
Oh,
pulled
shit.
away?
Yeah.
That he hit that white car in front of him sprang back. Do you see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Like,
See?
it
It's
moved.
forward,
Yeah.
and then he backs up, and it falls back
Okay,
down.
but the woman is still standing.
Oh shit!
well,
Oh yeah, she's probably just like
in
got,
shock,
like-
surely,
yeah.
right?
That is crazy. Definitely in shock. Wouldn't you be in
Crushed into
shock?
her
I
blood.
mean-
I mean, medically and literally.
I don't even know that my brain could comprehend.
God.
Well,
Like her
that's kind of-
pelvis is crushed.
That's why you go
Bro.
into shock.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Genuinely, I don't know that my brain could comprehend that.
Okay.
Oh.
here.
This one's
Lord.
fun. This one's a little more
This one's
fun.
a little lighter.
Keep it
than,
lighter.
And then we'll show you some videos about some potential what happens if you see these people in the swiping apps and your thoughts on them.
Oh, I'm up for that for sure. I love when women take videos of themselves. That's some shit I would do. That's some shit I would do. I would do that.
I love her
I
so much.
100%
I
would
bet
do
she's
that.
so nice. Like we would like her so much.
She wasn't paying attention and just ran
Yeah.
right into. Bless her heart, you guys. I have to pee so bad.
Go ahead. We can
That's
take
fine.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's take
Oh
a
my
break.
God,
Go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry.
That's okay. He looks like like the first caveman to me. He also kind of looks like my brother Brian, and it makes me upset.
Ooh, sorry. My bladder
No,
was
you're
about to
good.
explode.
I hear you.
That'll be a really cute. My bladder is about to explode. I gotta.
Oh, we're gonna leave that in.
You
Yeah,
totally
for
should.
sure.
We're so much better now.
This
Oh,
is,
this guy looks.
I'm
crazy.
anti jeans for that reason. You know what I mean?
You
Like
know, these are very stretchy. I have a beautiful pair of designer jeans. I paid way too much money for it, and they're beautiful jeans. My ass looks amazing in them.
Uh-huh.
They have no give,
yeah,
and they are so uncomfortable.
yeah.
but they are
where you're
beautiful
just
pair
like
of
I can't
jeans.
even look at a hamburger.
Yeah, well, these are like $30 jeans from Target, and I can fit in. I
hear you.
I can move around in these. Okay, Ooh,
I
man.
hear you.
That's so much better. Thank you for that little potty break.
No, of
Potty
course.
break.
No, please.
Okay,
Welcome.
next crazy ass.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
see
so
what-
wait, are we still doing the?
No, we're past the horror.
Okay,
It's
so
when we're
would I
gonna-
swipe
This-
right on this guy? Is what you're asking?
Yeah, and just and then you can
Maybe
give
this
us your
segment
thought
is
about
called
what his
w-
thinks about.
Would you let this guy lick your asshole?
Okay,
Yeah, I love
would
that.
he? Would you let him lick your asshole? All right.
You got to see him first.
3 hours like you've never been in your life.
I'll go in there.
You want to be horny for 2 or 3 hours like you've never been in your life. And you have access to marijuana too. Good weed. Listen to me. Take about 10, 12 Benadryl before you want to have your sexual fun with your partner or whatever you do or masturbate. All right? About an hour later when you feel it just kicking in, smoke your weed then. And then go ahead and get horny. And I promise you it'll be millions and times more. You'll be so blissfully horny that you will not want to come. Trust me. I've been up for like 48 hours straight. Yeah, well, all you women are the reason that I'm dying. I take fucking 30 Benadryl at once at night when I fucking want to get horny. I spent thousands of dollars in my life on female wrestling, and little girls do that all the time, man, and post it on YouTube, and it's more fun and it's free. What? I have never in my life wanted to stick my dick inside of a woman and come. My family's tried to get me to watch regular porn, they call it. Fuck you and your porn and the way you make out and your stupid, boring fucking bullshit. God doesn't love you, any of you anymore. You're fucked.
Okay, I have so many problems with this. One, if I take Benadryl, the last thing I'm going to do is have sex.
Right. Well,
If I take Benadryl, my ass is going to bed,
yeah.
to sleep.
So I feel the same way, and it makes me wonder, how is he a functional human being when he takes 30 Benadryl
there's
and then
no way.
smokes a bunch of weed?
Okay, but also he says he doesn't want to put his dick into a grown woman. So what do you want to put your dick into, my
His
dude?
hand, I think.
Well, like I'm sitting here
And
like,
also
do you want to put it into another dude, or are we talking about something that's so gross I'm not even
I think
mentioning it?
I think he really would like to get with women, but I think that this is a situation where he's like, I mean, you heard him. He's very angry at women. He's like,
He like didn't blink. His eyes were about to bulge out of his head.
Well, we got a couple more.
I think he
That's a
would
no
like,
for me, dog.
Yeah, I think he would
My
like.
vibrator's not that annoying.
How about this guy?
You talk too much.
Yeah.
We also love this guy.
Oh, I love this guy.
Morning, Julia.
Automatic
Sweet Joe.
no.
You are so beautiful. You don't know how beautiful you are to me. You're trying to find somebody and you go on dates and nothing compares to your ex. But there is that better person out there. And Julia, I
No.
promise you it is me. And believe me, after you experience me, you won't even know who your ex-boyfriend is. So open up your heart to me in your arms.
In your coochie.
Let's go full throttle. This is my cute little home. Everything you see behind me, I built everything. Every square inch, from crown molding to chair rail to floors to lighting to plumbing, doors, windows.
He can take care of you, you know? He can
Yeah,
make you
he's got a
beautiful
job.
I'm a very handy guy.
He's
and,
handy.
I'd love to build you whatever you want. You're a sweetheart.
Oh,
So
he
I
loves
hope
that,
this video
Julia.
doesn't scare you, but that's how I feel.
Doesn't
I just
scare
want you to know that. Okay? And I look forward going out to dinner with you. So let's make it happen. Mwah. Ciao, baby.
Ciao, baby. Okay, listen. First of all, the pattern of his facial hair really bothered me. Like, whoever taught him to draw facial hair onto his face like that,
He's got a mouth pussy for sure. Yeah.
that was really,
It's a little too wide almost.
It was too round to me.
it was weird
It
pattern.
was very round.
And I hope this video doesn't scare you. Bro, you should not be sending videos if you have to
Preface
end
it.
them or preface it with, I hope this doesn't scare you. Bro, don't send the video.
That's like a red flag that you should be like, oh.
You
if I ever
you
say-
should recognize your own red flag in that case.
So do you think that in this instance he's just lacking some self-awareness? Like
I'm wondering if he's a stalker.
well, so I have a
Borderline.
theory about men who go balls to the wall and that kind of thing. I think that their mommy has told them one too many times that they're a special boy.
Oh, probably.
Do you know what I mean? And they're
Probably.
like, oh no, you're doing all the right things and girls like this. And I think it's great. And let me tell you how wonderful you are. And just keep doing what you're doing. No, motherfucker, do something different.
Stop
This is not
doing that.
working. I think that is a token, the mark of a good mother. If a mother looks at you and says, wash your ass and do better, you're just like not doing a good job.
If a guy sent me a video like that and was like, don't let this scare you,
Oh, I think he'd want to cut off my toes.
I'd block him.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. He wants to cut off your toes and like, yeah.
All this can be yours. Dude, shave your face for starters.
And your back.
He looks like he would have a hairy back.
You know he has a hairy back.
He looks like he would have a hairy back. Like fuzzy hairy.
Fuzzy hair.
Not
where it's
just like has hair on his
like
back.
he's wearing
but
a
like,
sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I hear
teddy
him.
bear. Oh, God. Anyway. Okay.
Would you let him lick your asshole?
This guy I'm already not attracted to.
Do you think
and
you'd let him? I mean, what if he wanted to?
I'm sure he would want to, but I
Hi, I'll make this brief.
no.
My name's John Lyu Shipman. I'm looking for girls for pussy. If you're into fat guys, you're looking for some action, you live in Missouri, please call me
No.
at 1573.
Please don't say, don't be scared.
I'm a kinky motherfucker. Build a sex swing time machine out of beef jerky.
What did he say about beef jerky?
A sex time machine made out of beef jerky. See, I'm out there. I don't eat meat, so.
Build a sex swing time machine out of beef jerky. I want a girl who can roll a blunt with her pussy.
You know, there is probably someone out there that would be like, Big Daddy, I want to climb on that ride.
I mean, he did say if you're into big guys.
Yeah.
So
I can't say I've ever really been with a larger gentleman.
Sure.
I just haven't.
Yeah.
I'm not going to experiment or have the experience with him.
Not particularly. You're not going to let him lick your ass.
I'm not interested in a sex swing time machine made out of beef jerky. But there is some woman out there who likes beef jerky that will gobble more than just the time machine.
Wanted to see an acupuncturist that she had heard of.
Hold on, we pause it.
Turned out that.
What is it with these guys and their eyeballs and not blinking? They're all like this.
Somebody told them once that eye contact was important.
This is not how you make eye contact.
Seriously. I think we should start doing, like, when people come for our podcast, I think that's how we should.
I mean, honestly, I feel like
how
I'm
are
just
you
like,
doing,
pop,
Lauren?
Pop, like, just pop their eyeballs with my fingers because they're just like, anyway, sorry. Unpause and play.
This physician wanted to treat me as well. He was an old tiny Asian, and he seemed harmless. Those freaking needles, those freaking needles, those freaking needles.
You let this guy lick your asshole?
I don't want acupuncture no more. Not acupuncture no more. Not acupuncture no more.
Maybe he's a chiropractor.
I would pick him just to shut him up. If I had to pick one of the guys that you've showed me in this video, I would pick that guy just to shut him up. Oh, great. Car selfie, my favorite.
Here's
Just want to say good morning, Julia, my flower.
Oh, this is the same guy.
My precious.
Yeah.
My soon-to-be, my everything.
My soon-to-be, my.
Have a great day, love. Mwah.
Is that Julia?
Oh, God, I hope so.
And she's like, I'd rather have a huge dildo up my ass than take any of your calls, Steve.
But maybe this is a patient or somebody that you've seen, because
I can neither confirm nor deny that because of HIPAA laws.
that's true. HIPAA will get you. Let's see what you think of this guy, and whether there's the risk of him,
going to the hospital.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm a dirty faggot. I'm a shit pig. If you see me walking on the street, shout, "Hey, shit pig!" and I will come to you. I will drink your piss, eat your shit, endure your verbal humiliation. You can piss over me, you can shit over me. You can show your friends what a dirty, disgusting faggot I really am.
How about that last guy? Is he eating your asshole or?
I don't think I'm his type.
Maybe this guy. Okay, we got another one, and we're gonna bring.
Really want to be with you the rest of my life.
And it does work.
This one.
So I don't know if you believe me or not, but if you like to see me
Arturo.
YouTube. No, it's YouTube.
Okay.
meth with a small limp dick,
Okay, hold on.
and you'll shoot an enormous.
Okay,
if you
no.
see me smoke some meth with a small limp dick,
Seashore
it'll get
alert.
harder the other way, and watch it get harder and harder. The more I smoke, the harder my dick gets. You just stroke that dickhead this up and down 4 times. Just barely do it, and you'll shoot an enormous amount of very thick, hot white cum. I'm telling you. But just a few strokes. My brother didn't believe me, but when he smoked with me, he put out his dick. I couldn't believe how big his dick was. He jacked off in 4 strokes and shot the most cum he'd ever shot in his life. He's only 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clearly he smoked too much methamphetamine.
But his brother, he
probably
got his
also
brother on
smoking methamphetamine.
And he's seen.
I'm not into drugs.
I feel like I'm really close with my brothers and sisters, but I've never been in a situation where I was like, "Hey, do you want to know how I can, encourage you to come in 4 strokes?
I think boys might talk about that. I don't think my brothers talk
No,
about it because
boy brothers do not. That is not a normal situation with
I don't really talk
siblings.
about sex with any of my siblings.
No?
Not really.
I feel that.
It's kind of weird.
It is, yeah.
And my friends, that's another story. I'm like, you should buy this vibrator. I'm sending you the link. It was amazing. Kristen and I have talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, you might have to, tell me if you would send that same recommendation to this next guy. It's not this guy on screen.
Oh, God.
I wanted to cue it up.
Black guys who love to fuck and fuck good. If you're a hot black guy and you want to fuck me at $23.95, if you want to move in, you can move in, but you gotta fuck me. I need to be fucked a lot, man. Get free food, free rent, and everything else, man. Here's the deal, man. Men from jail, homeless, or you're a thug, you want to come move in, your friend can move with you too, man. Free rent, you get a lease and a key. Fuck me. Piss on me, beat me, I'm home there now. You see me, you want to come over today and try it out, man. If you're in my building, try it out. You want to fucking piss on me, try it out. Seriously, probably only as fuck, man. I'm looking for hardcore guys that mean it, want to do it, and I want to deliver it. I'm a hot white trash. Come, dump, let's fuck.
I mean, okay, obviously I'm not his type because I'm a white woman.
You're not a black guy.
I'm not, but like, I wonder how many people who are like, I need a warm place to sleep tonight. I could stick my dick in a man. Right, he'll take anybody as long as you give it to him good.
And that's what I like. Honestly, the biggest piece of this to me is his behavior is really dangerous.
Yes,
incredibly dangerous.
Like you're gonna catch something or have your house robbed or get killed.
Yes,
but some,
like,
I mean, but like
dangerous behavior.
Some of these videos, like the guy that was like shit on, call me a pig,
shit pig.
Yeah, he clearly has a kink.
Call him shit pig.
He clearly has a kink. This guy clearly has a kink.
Yeah. We're not kink shaming.
No.
I'm just saying it's dangerous behavior.
It's very dangerous
I'm saying that this is how you end up in the ER and dissected by
100%.
Maybe this is, let me offer an alternate hypothesis here. That maybe you need to make a video of this and put it on your dating profile, Not to this, obviously, the words necessarily, but look at how free he's asking the universe.
Man, here's the deal, man. Men from jail, homeless, or you're a thug, you want to come move in, your friend can move with you too, man.
So I need to be like, Wall Street daddies and doctors. I'll call you sir. Is that how I manifest?
I don't know. You just need to
men who own yachts, oil company executives that'll still talk about climate change.
Yes,
daddy that'll fly me first class on vacation. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, we need to have you on back with Kristen as well and be like, what women want.
Pete Davidson.
Oh, I love that one. Pete Davidson. So
Pete Davidson
Arturo
is so hot.
Right? He's got big dick energy.
He's so hot.
There's nothing better than a funny man.
Pre-Kim K, I thought he was way better.
Same.
Yeah.
I was okay, Pete Davidson can get it. Okay.
Yeah, he can get this. Yeah.
I mean,
I will call Pete Davidson
half
daddy.
of the time he looks like that dirty guy from high school that everybody was like, your parents don't really care about you because you come into school and you're a little bit unwashed and you wear pajama pants. So either your parents
just shoves his papers in his backpack.
Yes, exactly. What do you mean papers? He doesn't have. He barely showed up.
He's the guy with the desk that you just
yes, exactly. But and I think that's
never
very funny because he's so fucking famous.
But see, that's like and like, hey, I am like wildly attracted to him, but like y'all, like if you saw my desk at work, it's like very organized.
Yeah.
There's certain parts of my house that are very disheveled, but there's certain parts of my house that are extremely organized and very type A, like regimented on certain things. Mm-hmm. But I'm like so drawn to like guys that are like.
I appreciate it. I know what you mean.
I need someone who's completely like. Who is but isn't opposite of me, because it's like if they're too opposite, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah, I hear.
But like,
you need
balance.
You need things that bring you together, and then enough things that make it interesting in the meantime. Because I've struggled with this myself. There are people out there who you're compatible with that do not challenge you.
Yes. Ooh.
And I am the sort of person that needs to be challenged. I need pushback because I am also a big personality and I'm going to push.
Right.
I'm going to push all the time.
Right.
Push it good, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
No simpy men.
No, exactly. Like if you tell me yes, I probably don't like you.
That's why I like all these unavailable men because they're like they're not giving me what I want.
I don't
it's
like unavailable men.
I shouldn't say I seem to be attracted to these men.
Really? Yeah. No, I'm not. I don't think I'm attracted to unavailable men, but if you at any point in time, you know, don't push back when I say something crazy.
Right.
Because I'm gonna say those crazy things. And I'm just doing it some of the time to see what you will say.
Right. Got to push the boundaries.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Test the limits.
Yes.
Absolutely. Damn. We're Lauren. We've done 2 hours. What can people find you? And we definitely want to have you back for a couple of things.
Yeah, let's talk about dead bodies. I'm very addicted
with Kristen.
to yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
We can talk about whatever. I love Kristen. I'm very addicted to Instagram. So at Lauren Polli.
At Lauren Polli.
Yep.
Nice.
And the Polli stands for polyamorous or just Polly?
That's my last name, Polli.
Okay, because we had a polyamory episode, so we just
we need to have what is polyamory with Lauren Polli.
I've never experienced or adventured in that department, and I think my jealousy would not allow me to do that.
Yeah, concur. Agreed. Yep.
More power to people who can do it. I am interested in monogamy.
You know what? We need to have you, Kristen, and Dyson on an
Absolutely.
episode.
That would be great. Do you know Dyson?
I know Dyson.
Yeah. Dyson,
he's a very cryptic way of intonation of that. Oh, yeah, I know Dyson.
Do you have any shows coming up?
Not like that. Yeah, I will be at Good Nights tomorrow night on Ryan Brown's album recording. Obviously, this will probably not be into the world before the show tomorrow night, but yes, I have the pleasure of being one of the people featuring on his show tomorrow at the new club.
Okay.
Congrats. Yeah, we're going to Good Nights tonight to see Jeselnik.
Yes. So, the club is beautiful. You guys are going to love it.
So excited.
That's like the only show that I definitely have on my calendar as of right now.
Cool. Also been catch her on the apps, right? You know?
Yeah, you'll definitely see me on Hinge.
Hinge is the best. When I was dating Hinge, it's like it's not just pictures. You get to say something, so they have to kind of
I'll show you guys later.
Have you used the Wingman app?
No, what's
you
that?
and Kristen should do that, and I think you should record it. It's the Wingman app, and basically Kristen gets to control your dating profile.
And I control hers?
You could, you guys could do,
I should give that to there used to be a dating app called Ship. And
I remember that one.
Your friends would jump on and do it for you.
They're shipping
or with
it?
you.
Yeah, I hear you. Wingman, I had a friend that we did that with, and it was super fun because she was not good at hyping herself, but I will hype that bitch all fucking day. Let me explain how you are the best, and I think you should have your friends hype you.
I'll go to my best friend's house and meet her and her husband will sit on the couch, and we'll use the Apple TV to put my phone on the screen. And we'll swipe together, the three of us.
That's fun.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten very far, but it's fun for a married couple to do with a single person.
Absolutely. I say all the time that dating apps are my favorite video game.
Oh my God.
They're my favorite fucking video game because there's no repercussion to you just judging these people, judging them with your harshest critiques.
You guys,
and
I hate
nobody
it
ever
there,
knows. Huh?
I hate it I hate it. I hate dating apps so much. I don't want to be there.
Oh, no.
I don't want to be there at all. Dating is fun. Dating is fun, but it's like the
maybe it's dating
apps
is the kind of the thinking.
Dating apps are just like
dating apps. What is death? What is you'll have to come back for a few.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
For
Thank
here.
you guys for having me. This has been wonderful.
Easy,
awesome.
Right?
Such a fun time.
Thank you.
Thank you. This has been Manly Girly.
Bye.